Welcome to tonight's live broadcast of Lomita High School Sports on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe and come back and listen to the archive games or for the next live broadcast. Now, Mark Edmondson with tonight's Lomita varsity football game on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
It is Mark Edmondson coming to you live from Abbott, Texas. It's been 3 home games, and then the other 2 games have been pretty good traveling. It is the Lomita Hornets and the St. Joe Panthers tonight on LTX Sports YouTube channel. I appreciate you joining us wherever you may be. It is game number 5 as we get to the halfway point of the season. The Lomita Hornets out of 14 1A Division I, 3-1 on the season, coming off of a back and forth game last week at home. Came away with a hard-fought win. Even had a blackout there for a little while with the lights going off, but finished strong and won it 36-30 over Rochelle. The St. Joe Panthers, we are in Abbott, Texas. They're up near Wichita Falls, so I guess that's kind of meeting in the middle here in Abbott. It's a beautiful facility, turf field, and it is made just for 6-man. Got a big scoreboard, a video-type scoreboard on one end. The Hornets about to come back on the field. We have a 6 o'clock start, so that's why the early start. So if you found us and have done that early, share with others. Let them know we are expecting a 6 o'clock kickoff here from Abbott. So anyway, we're playing here in Abbott, Texas. St. Joe, they are 4-0 on the season. I saw a couple of different rankings, top 15, top 20 in the state. Have a big number of seniors. And looking at them in the pregame, they do show that they have an all-state back that leads the way for them. But this is going to be a tough test. They are coming off of for the Lomita Hornets, and a good one with the district just a few weeks away. But this will be probably, and you'll hear Coach Wadley, we have his show here in a few minutes, talk about that as well. So St. Joe comes in at 4-0. How the 2 teams got here, we'll go ahead and do that early. We can let you get that going before we take the break in the coach's show, and make sure we're ready with the kickoff scheduled in about 12 minutes. So we do appreciate you joining us on LTX Sports YouTube channel. All the games will be brought here live, and also the games are archived after the completion of each contest. The Lomita Hornets, they're 3-1. August the 28th, they've got a 40-16 win over Gorman. September 5th at Blum. Again, not too far from here to travel up here. Similar roads this afternoon. That was a 47-36 win. On September 11th was that Thursday, the loss to Eden, 64-14, the game that was close at halftime, and Eden just took advantage of some turnovers in that second half and won at 64-14, and then the Rochelle win 36-30. St. Joe on August 30th at Follett, I believe. I might have a name or 2 of these wrong. I apologize. They won 60-54. September 5th against Goldberg, they won 78-43, and then Kroll a 50-0 victory, and then last week at Forestburg, 64-16. They're averaging 63 points a game. They've given up 28 a game, so they've given up some points, but again, averaging 63. Lomita comes in averaging 34 on offense, and on defense have given up 36. The defense have gotten a lot of turnovers. The Lomita defense, the one game they didn't win that battle was the loss to Eden, so they're going to need to depend on that. Again, be a tough test against this very good St. Joe Panthers team. So we'll go ahead and take this first break, get you the coach's show in, as we are not too far away yet, and that coming in about 10 minutes to scheduled kickoff. I do appreciate you joining us. Again, myself, if you text to let me know we're on the air or just have things during the night to share, we'll give you a shout-out. Love to 512-922-2601. But it is an early kickoff. We're going scheduled kickoff here in 10 minutes. the Lomita Hornets and the St. Joe Panthers from Abbott, Texas, right on 35. I've been counting cars. I counted about 1 million in 2 minutes. Actually, it's moving. At least it's not stopped. But right here off of 35 in Abbott, Texas. You're listening to Lomita Hornet Varsity Football on the LTX Sports YouTube channel.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It's the Coach Terrence Wadley Show, Lomita ISD Athletic Director and Head Football Coach. The Hornets moved to 3-1 with a 36-30 win over Rochelle. Please share your thoughts on the game.
Overall, we played pretty good. Kind of got off to a slow start. At halftime, we had to have a serious conversation about our lack of effort at the most part in the first half. Defense played great the first half, had 3 or 4 turnovers. And for whatever reason, we could not cash in on those turnovers. And so after halftime, we made some adjustments, got our act together, and was able to pull off a victory.
Obviously, wins are the objective each week, but as district is starting to come into the picture in a few weeks, what other things are you looking for from the team to be ready for the district race?
For us to be ready, we've got to minimize our mistakes. We can't play in the district we're in and come out flat like we have been. Hopefully we get that part turned around. And in those situations where we do get 3 turnovers on defense, we got to be able to put them in the end zone, especially in district.
This week is a bit different as the Hornets play at a neutral site. Lomita plays the St. Joe Panthers in Abbott, and it's an early kickoff of 6 p.m. What can you tell us about the Panthers?
Again, it's week to week. Everyone's still running the same stuff, which is beneficial to us because we've seen it 1,000 times over and over and over. So it helps a lot. I think this is probably one of our tougher challenges for the year. To me, this will be a testing point to see where we really are, and hopefully we can come out with the victory.
As I mentioned, the game will be at a neutral site in Abbott and at a 6 p.m. kickoff. Does that have much effect on the team this week, especially in the travel and the early start?
Yes, it limits what you do, so you have to move everything up an hour and a half. On top of that, it's a 2.5-hour drive by bus. So it's going to be a long trip. Hopefully we can get off the bus rested, not fatigued or tired or frustrated with the drive, and be ready to go.
Well, thank you, and as always, good luck.
Thank you.
Mark Edmondson back with you live from Abbott, Texas. The captains are meeting at the middle of the field. Get you caught up there in just a second. See where we are. Do appreciate again you join us. You got help there to check that we're on the air so we know we're out there. So please, again, if you've joined us and others want to share or others want to join us, let them know. The toss has been coin toss flipped. Going to be St. Joe is going to get the kick. I believe we deferred that. But St. Joe will get the opening kick. All right, captains for Lomita were Jeremiah Torres, Easton Hamilton, Stonecard Jones, Carson Brister. I said Easton Hamilton. Yes, I did. I think Josue Lopez as well. I had 2 captains for St. Joe. It was Sam Martin and Landon Shannon. And we're about to have the national anthem here, so we'll go ahead and take this break. When we come back, we'll be ready to go. It does go quickly here to get started, so just a few minutes away from kickoff, the 3-1 Lomita Hornets and the 4-0 St. Joe Panthers on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia, who quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. Moms, dads, neighbors, teachers, friends. These are the people who are always there to listen when we need to talk. Though their actions may not always be monumental, they are always felt. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support or call 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
It is Mark Edmondson back with you live from Abbott, Texas, Lomita. Hornet football is on the air. We're about ready to kick off. It'll be the Hornets to kick off. See, setting it on the tee is Yuli Casa Prado. Josue Lopez is there too. We'll see what they do. We got one man back deep is JT Marple for St. Joe, and it's teed up. And here from Abbott, Texas, game number 5, halfway of the regular season, we are ready to go. And it will be Yuli with the kickoff. Bounces at about the 10 and goes past Marple. He has to pick it up at the 5. He's looking for room. He's trying to get to the outside. A block in the back, it looked like, but a pretty quick tackle. One of the Lomita Hornets got knocked down. No call there, but they made the tackle inside the 20. So they do start deep, do St. Joe. Again, averaging 64 points. There's the flag. Okay, there was one down there. I didn't see it. Looked like there could have been that call, and I just didn't see where the flag was. So that should set them back right more as it's at the 19. Well, he picked it up. Okay, they'll start at the 19-yard line. St. Joe starts at their own 19. Again, a beautiful turf field here in Abbott. The sun's going to be in the eyes of the quarterback, and he's going to hand it up the middle. Nowhere to go. Great job. They does push forward the big back. They've got a big running back, number 44, Rylan Forrester, and he does pick up a couple, just keep churning, but they had 4 Hornets all over him to start, so good. They're going to have to do that. They are outsized. There's no doubt about it when you look at overall team size. They got it up to about the 23-yard line, where it will be a gain of about 3, so second down and 12 under center. They pitch it this time to the big back number 9, and he breaks one tackle. He is knocked down finally by Carbajal. Jose Carbajal finishes him off. He was hit, but he does get past the 30 to the 31. That's a gain of 9, so it'll bring up a third down and short, third and about 3 again. 4 downs to get 15 yards. That was Lee Yaley, their big all-state back, under center. Pitch it to him again. He's hit the backfield, but he's able to push off defenders. He's run out of bounds by Prado, but not before he gets a first down. I mean, they had men on him. And he is just big, churning those legs. He gets it to the 36-yard line, a gain of 5, but more importantly, St. Joe gets that first down. It'll be 1st and 15 from their own 36. The Hornets coming out here aggressive. It looks good, but again, they're going to have to just keep swarming. Now they pitch it to Yaley. He's looking to throw, but he's in trouble, and he's taken down for a loss back at the 31-yard line. Prado, Manny, Prado, and also in on the stop was T.J. Moore. They did not let him get away. It looked like he was going to throw, and a nice loss of 5 on the play back to the 31, which will bring up second down and about 20. Good job of having coverage downfield. This defense has been playing well. Got a lot of turnovers, but this will be their toughest test, no doubt. Second and 20 for the Panthers. No score, just the first quarter. They pitch it. He's going to throw it back, and with some help, Stone Carr Jones coming in there. Yaley trying to get it back to the quarterback. I believe he was who was trying to get it back to Shannon, it looked like, who was under center. And just overthrew him because Carr Jones was coming at his face. This brings up a 3rd and 20. Still got 2 downs, but right now the defense for the Hornets playing aggressive. You like to see that. Going to have to do that tonight. Going to have to get there and going to hang on and get help. But this does put them in 3rd and long. Got 3 at the line. Going to throw the quarterback. He's waiting now. Pressure comes, throws it back, and it's tipped in the air. Great job by everybody first to get back at him, force pressure. And then Easton Hamilton came up as they tried to get it to Ryland Forrester, and it was too high. But, again, that throw was high because of the pressure. It's 4th and 20. It is 7:45 to go here in the first quarter. Just underway, no score. This is a huge play here early. You can put too much emphasis, and I do that sometime, but you have them at 4th down and 20 at their own 31. This offense that has been scoring so many points, you got them backed up. This is a real chance to get them off of the field, get real confidence for this Lomita Hornet team. 4th and 20 under center. He pitches it to Yaley. Yaley looks. He waits. Now he's running. He's trying to got a long way to go, and he's knocked down. He picks up about 10 or so, but he's knocked down by Jeremiah Torres, who had the big week last week offensively and defense. He knocks him down at about where they mark him. He did get past midfield to the 38-yard line, but it's a turnover on downs. Good field position, but the offense comes out. What a great first series for this Lomita Hornet team. That's the kind of stuff that can really build. A long way to go, but that confidence came out. This defense playing hard, and they showed it there. It will be Torres under center. 1st and 15, they pitch it to Hamilton, trying to get to the edge, and he does push forward, gets past midfield, picks up positive yards. We call it 4 yards as he goes to the St. Joe 38-yard line. So flips 38 to 38, make it 2nd down and about 11. We're just underway. Thank you for joining us on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Bring you all the games of Lomita Hornet varsity football. 2nd down and long for the Hornets. Now they spread it out. H formation, pitch back. Gets it to Hamilton, looking for some room. He's hit, still going forward, still moving. Gets past the 35, down to the 32-yard line, a 6-yard gain. So running the ball to the outside on the first 2 plays. Hamilton picks up good yardage. They're at the St. Joe 32. Bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 for the Hornets. No score. The Hornets elected to kick off, and they did get the stop on defense. See if they can put points on the board. Under center, Torres hands it off to the up back, Carbajal, who is pulled down. He was hit in the backfield, did a nice job to roll and keep moving. He was taken down by, I believe that was AMZ Barclay, A-M-Z-Y, I'm not sure if I say that right. He did get yardage to the 29. This is going to be a big 4th down. 4th down and less than 2 for the Hornets. A big play early. 5:55 to go in the first quarter. Clock runs. See if the Hornets can keep the drive alive. Under center, Torres. He has Hamilton. Pitches it to Hamilton, trying to get to the outside. He doesn't, down the sideline. Does he go? The 10, the 5, touchdown Hornets on the 4th down. They pitch it to Hamilton. The blocking is good inside, and the Hornets take the 6-0 lead at the 5:38 mark with the extra point to come. 29-yard touchdown run for Easton Hamilton to put the Hornets on the board. Beautifully blocked, well done. And the Hornets come out here firing. Be Josue Lopez to attempt the extra point. What a start to the game. Snapback hold is good. Kick is blocked. It's no good. So we're going to keep it here for a moment, but I am going to catch up my scoring. So 5:38 mark of the first quarter. The Hornets get the defensive stop. Then it is a 29-yard touchdown run by Easton Hamilton on a 4th down and 2. You see that they pull it all inside. They were able to get to the edge, and then he used his speed down the sideline. Extra point was no good. Lomita leads 6-0. 5:38 to go here in the first quarter. So a great start here for the Hornets. Talking to the kids, and a long way to go in this St. Joe team, not going anywhere. I understand that, but it was about that confidence and going out and believing in themselves, and you couldn't ask for a much better start. They were hitting hard. They were all helping each other, playing together. Great start. 6-0 Hornets. They will kick off from the 30. We are in Abbott, Texas. St. Joe from near Wichita Falls. And we're ready for the kickoff. 6-0 Lomita with the lead. It is Yulee again with the kick, and it's going to be returned from about the 6-yard line by Marple. Still on his feet, trying to get to the outside, cuts back inside. He's hit hard. And Yulee, I think, does. The kicker, Yulee Casaprado, ends up making the tackle at about the 25 or 26-yard line. So I mark it at the 26. So it'll be at the St. Joe 26. They start their second drive. They trail 6-0. About halfway through this first quarter. Early start to throw. The quarterback in trouble, and then he throws it too high. The pressure was good by Prado, TJ Moore, and also Josue Lopez. And the quarterback, Shannon's at quarterback. They have Colton Curry and some, but it's Shannon at quarterback. And didn't have a good sight on the running back. He was trying to get it again to Forrester and overthrew it. 2nd down and 15 from their own 26-yard line. Under center, Shannon pitches it to Yaley. Yaley makes one man miss. Ball comes out late. Let's see, they might have said he was down, but he took a hard hit, and he's a little slow to get up. He tried to go in the air, and a good hit inside there. Might have been Moore or Lopez, but a good job of upending him. He gets to the 31-yard line. It was a gain of 5, but I think he did take a hard hit there. Did he check out? No, he's still there in the game. So it'll bring up 3rd down, though. 3rd down and long. 3rd and about 14. 3rd and about 11. 3rd and 11. Under center, Shannon pitches it to Yaley. He's looking to throw back middle of the field. Catch is made to Shannon, the quarterback. So they get it back to the quarterback. He spins. Going to get a big first down there. There was some coverage there. The Hornets didn't get away from it, but it was a good job of finding Shannon, and he makes it into Lomita territory at the 29-yard line. About a 19 or 20-yard gain. So it's 1st and 15 for St. Joe. Under center, and then a flag. Had a false start. That'll move them back 5. Well, the Panthers. We are the home of the Abbott Panthers, but St. Joe also the Panthers. I did move them back 5, had a false start. I think he moved them back 10. Okay, all the way back to the 39. Maybe it was something else. Anyway, it is. I don't think that's right. Okay, well, it has it first at 25. And I'm pretty sure they said false start. And there's the ref going to pick up the football. Okay. All right, now back to the 35. That is the correct place. A 5-yard. It was about to help the Hornets, so that would have been good, but it wouldn't have been right. So back to the 35. It does make it 1st and 20. Shannon, the quarterback, pitches it back to Yaley. He's going to throw back to Shannon again. He catches it, has some blockers down the sideline, Cuts back inside. Shannon looks like he's going to go for the score. So they found something they're working. It was Shannon under center, pitches it to Yaley. He throws it back to Shannon again, and he goes in from 35 yards out. 35-yard touchdown for St. Joe. So they do answer quickly there. Again, they're averaging 64 points a game. Right now we're tied at 6, the extra point to come. St. Joe trying to take the lead. It is Trent Gaston to attempt it. Hold is good. Kick is on the way. And it is no signal, so something happened. Appears to be a penalty. Defensive offsides. Had he blown the whistle? Because they're about to re-kick it. I thought it was good. Maybe it wasn't good. The St. Joe coach discussing it with the head umpire. So now he's headed back out there. I guess maybe it was no good. Or he blew the whistle. They are going to attempt it again. The snap is back. Hold is good. Kick. It looks short, and it is no good. It's no good, so we stay tied at 6. We stay tied at 6. Entertaining first 5 or so, 6 minutes. It's at the 4:07 mark of the first quarter. St. Joe answers with a 35-yard touchdown pass from Yaley to back to their quarterback, Shannon. Extra point also no good, so we are tied at 6. So at the 4:07 mark here in the first quarter, 6-6. Now it's going to be important. This is something you heard Coach Wadley talk about was last week we had some turnovers, especially in that first half. And then the offense wasn't able to convert. The offense in a game like this, I'm not saying you're going to score every time, but sometimes you're going to have to try to do that and put that effort and keep that they score and keep that pressure on this very good Panther team. It's kicked as a short kick. I don't think it goes 15 yards, though. It doesn't go 15. It stopped at about the 40. They tried the onside kick, so this should get good field position, a good starting point as the onside kick. It was kicked, I think, by Yaley, but it might have been number 1, Gaston. But it just stopped at the 39-yard line, so only went 11 yards. So it will be Lomida's football at their own 39. 6-6 their score, 4:07 mark to go, first quarter from Abbott, Texas. A little strange, the early sun still under center. Torres rolls, got to throw it down the middle. Stone Car Jones makes a great catch. Can he pull away? No, he's pulled out of bounds at the 20. There were 2 defenders around him, and Car Jones is having a big season, and we saw that last week as he scored the last 2 touchdowns. But he crosses the field, and Torres did a nice job of finding him. It was a little high, but that's where he wanted to throw it, to the tall Stone Car Jones, and he gets down to the 21-yard line of St. Joe. Big play, 1st and 15 at the 21. They hand it up the middle to Easton Hamilton. Oh, is running hard, taken down at amount to 16, but that's a gain of almost 5. So that last play was a 22-yard pass from Torres to Car Jones. They marked this at the 17. So it is 2nd down and about 11 for the Hornets. They're in the spread. They pitch it back to Hamilton. He's got to cut it back inside. Can he get away? No, he was changed directions, but then it was Shannon who was able to hold on to him. A loss of a couple. They're going to end up at the 19-yard line, a loss of 2. So it's going to be 3rd and long. Got 2 downs here, but you're 3rd and about 13 at the 19-yard line. Again, if you're listening to us, thank you for joining us. Michael Griffith, Go Hornets. Appreciate you joining us on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Good start to this drive, trying to get points. It's 3rd and long. Now Torres very deep, standing back at the 30. Hamilton pitches it to him. Torres throws it back to Carbajal, but they read that well. Then a flag. We might have a late hit. Let's see what this is. This would be a loss and a 4th and long, but there is a flag in the backfield. That or a hold. I didn't see. I was looking at the pass. Torres got it to Jose Carbajal, but he was tackled by Amzi Barclay. Let's see this penalty. A big call here early on. We're tied at 6. Personal foul. Roughing the pass. No, he pointed towards Lomita. You can't rough. We can't know. You can't rough the passer for your own team. The other way. He pointed the wrong way. There we go. So this will be an automatic first down. It was a late hit. They got the stop. And the one official is confused where to start from. It would be from the line of scrimmage. It's not a spot foul. Roughing the passer is not a spot. Roughing the passer is not a spot foul. If I'm wrong, please y'all tell me. Axel listening in, appreciate that. I don't. Okay, I'm not going to argue. It should be an automatic first down. They only moved it to the 18-yard line, and you don't start. And it's not like holding. Roughing the passer is not, but it's marked at the 18-yard line. All right. But it is 1st and 15. They get a new set of downs. Under center, Torres. He pitches it on the left side. Going down the sideline, Jose Carbajal. And then we got 4 or 5 flags come out. He goes in for the score from 18 yards. But, there were flags everywhere. So I've got to assume this is coming back. Jose got the pitch, and he went down the sideline untouched. And it will be a penalty. But they're going to mark that off from the 18 where they were. That'll be a 10-yard hold. Well, again, I'm a bit confused, but that is not necessarily new. Again, Michael Griffith and Axel checking in with, appreciate that. So we had a 4th down play, a penalty against St. Joe that helped Lomita. But now a score taken off as it's back to they still hadn't marked the ball on the spot over there. It's at the 28-yard line. They hand it off to Hamilton, trying to get to the outside and still on his feet, but he's knocked down by number 44, Ryland Forrester. And I think a loss of a couple. Trying to work that sideline. It works one play, then the next it doesn't. That's back to the 31. So that was a 1st and 20, and now it's 2nd and about 22 for the Hornets. They're at the St. Joe 31-yard line with 1:57. We're tied at 6. 6-6 our score here in the first quarter. Torres under center. He looks to throw. Get rid of it. Catch is made by Roy Carr. Did he not hang on? Let's see. He did hang on as he was knocked out of bounds. It came loose. It was going to be a 5 or 6 yard gain, but it's incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 22. Maybe a little further. Maybe got 25. At 15 still. I got to get used to it at times. So 3rd and about 25 from the 31. Now they're in the spread. Torres pitches it to Hamilton. Up the middle. He's hit after a short gain. Gets past the 30 down to about the 28. Back to where that penalty had him. It's going to be 4th down and long. They can't get a first down at about the 3 or 4 yard line. Can the Hornets. But they're going to have to buy themselves a little time, see if they can go deep. It is, again, had a touchdown called back on this drive. About to go under a minute to go in this first quarter. Torres brings the play in. Plenty of time on the play clock. Torres will be under center with Carbajal and Hamilton in the backfield. 4th and long. Pitch it back to Hamilton, back to Torres. And then they try to get it back to Hamilton. He does catch it, looking for room. He's got a long way to go, and he's taken down from behind. There's the horse collar tackle. It certainly looked like one, and they call it. The refs near it didn't, but from the side. And then we've got another flag over, a late flag. Let's see what that is. I thought it was clearly a horse collar. Hamilton had gotten down to about the 26, but he was pulled down from behind, and that appears to me what the flag coming from the sideline. But then there's another flag back at the 37-yard line. Let's see. Personal foul, horse collar. Again, he was about to point towards Lomita, but didn't. So here we go. It has been back and forth. This has been both teams hurting themselves. So that would have been a 4th down turnover on downs. He was still 25 yards away from the first down, but now it moves it on the horse collar tackle, which they did start from the line of scrimmage on that, counting those off. It's to the 10-yard line. So Lomita, now you're really thinking this is giving you another opportunity to take the lead. These are the kind of things you want so much to take advantage of as you build again this game and towards the district, which we heard Coach Wadley talk about. They're at the St. Joe 10. We have 40 seconds to go. First quarter, 6-6 our score. Lots happened. A lot of flags. Stonecar Jones in the backfield. They're going to pitch it to him. Gets through a seam and takes it into the end zone. 10-yard touchdown run by Stonecar Jones. And he was barely touched. Great blocking at the point of attack. And Lomita regains the lead at 12-6 with the extra point to come. Outstanding job. You've had this back and forth. You'd already given up a touchdown. You also had help from 2 big penalties against St. Joe. You want to take advantage, and they're able to with the touchdown run. Extra point attempt. Snap. Hold is good. Kick on the way by Josue Lopez is good. We're going to keep it here. We only have 34 seconds. We'll take a break at the quarter. But at the new score, with 34 seconds to go, Lomita on a 10-yard run by Stonecar Jones, touchdown machine that he is, gets the 6 points. Josue Lopez the 2 for the kick. And it is now 14-6 Lomita with the first quarter lead. Cynthia Kirby checking in with us. Yes, Hornets, great start. Again, you look at teams, and this St. Joe team does look at too. They've got a lot of seniors, and last year they were very close to district championship. I read some things on them, and again, averaging 60 points a game. This Lomita team has played very well, especially on the defense. The Eden game got away from them, and so. But they're trying to kind of blend. Got some few older ones, got some seniors, got some younger ones having to come in and help, and really looking good here tonight. So keep it going. It will be, again, Yuli Caso Prado to kick off. Lomita leads 14-6 with 34 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Caso Prado from the 30, kicks it off deep again. Return from the 9-yard line up to about the 25. Good job, good coverage, as it is again J.T. Marple, and he's taken down at about the 28. St. Joe's 28. Well, they'll start this drive. 14-6 Lomita, 29 seconds to go first quarter. All the games we'll be bringing you on LTX Sports YouTube channel. It is Shannon and shotgun this time. They have Yaley spread out wide left. Snap back. They're going to throw it to Yaley, but it bounces and incomplete. So that didn't even get out of his hand. Maybe slipped. So 2nd down and 15 from the 28 for St. Joe. Then make sure 20, we'll call it, pardon me, the 29-yard line is where they ended up spotting that. So 2nd 15. Now Yaley in the backfield. We got an up back. That is Forrester. And Shannon is under center. Snap. Pitch it to Yaley on the left side, trying to make room. And he's taken down. He looked like he was one step from going a long way, but he was taken down by T.J. Moore after a positive gain up to the 36 for, it's a gain of 7 for St. Joe. See, I don't think they'll get another playoff. It'll be 3rd and about 8 when we go to the second quarter. As we go to the second quarter, it is at the end of 1, Lomita 14, the St. Joe Panthers 6 on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
There are a lot of vehicles on the road with jobs to do, and they come in different shapes and sizes. When you see an emergency vehicle, TxDOT vehicle, tow truck, or utility vehicle with flashing lights activated on the roadside, move over or slow down to 20 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. It's the law, with fines up to $2,000. When vehicles have flashing lights activated on the shoulder, move over or slow down. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. We go to the second quarter, 14-6. The Hornets. St. Joe will have it at, I believe it's 3rd down. 3rd and about 8. Lots of things going on. Had a cross-country meet earlier this week that got canceled by the rains. Did like the rain. Sorry they didn't get to run, but they're getting ready for district coming up, I believe, in a couple of weeks. I wasn't sure. They had to change. I think the volleyball team is playing now or tonight. Had a reschedule. I know they play next week, and the week after starts district for the Lady Hornets, so go out and get to watch them. Been going to games and get to see they're working hard, getting better each and every game. So, again, build that confidence as well. 3rd down here, St. Joe. Shannon pitches it to Yaley. Makes one man miss. Stonecard Jones makes a good tackle down at the ankles. And he only gets a couple, and it's going to bring up a 4th down at the 37. Maybe, let's see, I don't even know if they got that much. It's really still marked at the 36, so great job inside. They've been able to contain him, but I hope I didn't just jinx that. 4th down and about 9. I've even lost a half a yard, so you get a chance to get him off the field. Can the defense do it? They playing well. 4th down and long. Under center, pitches back to Yaley. He's going to throw it back to Shannon, and he makes the catch. Same play. Can he make the tackle? And they do. The Hornets come up and make the stop. And then we get a flag as they were tangled up, and they're going to call it on the Hornets. He was trying to let go, and then they got pulled down. And I think instead of a turnover and downs, we had it help from St. Joe, but that would have been a turnover on down. So they get the catch, but Carbajal and Car Jones come up, make the stop, and Carbajal and the running back don't separate, and they go down and fall. And I mean, it looked like to me Jose was trying to pull up, and they were just falling, but he fell on him under the ground, and it ends up being a huge penalty hurting Lomita, as St. Joe has had. So you get them off the field, but you don't. It's all the way down to the Lomita 32-yard line. St. Joe has a 1st and 15, and the drive stays alive. They trail 14-6. Big penalties both ways. I got deep Shannon in shotgun. Coming more. He has to throw it up, and it's caught by Gaston, and then he is tackled. T.J. Moore did a great job just getting in there. Somehow, Shannon got the pass to Gaston, but he was almost on the sideline. And then you had Prado and Car Jones coming up and making the tackle and only gained a yard. Good defense. The defense is playing very well here in the early going and they have been. You heard Coach Wadley talk about that, but they are here as well. They're aggressive. making the right plays. Keep it up there. It's at the 31-yard line, so it was a gain of 1. It's 2nd and 14 for St. Joe. Shannon in shotgun, Yaley behind him in what I would call a pistol formation, but an I. They pitch it to Yaley. He has a big opening on the right side. Then he is pushed out of bounds by a couple of Hornets, staying with him. He picked up a nice gain, but still short of the first down. And he is shifty and looking to make those big. That was Carr Jones in there. I think Moore again. Lopez. It's going to be 3rd down. They get it to the 24-yard line. That was a gain of 7. But watching some film, Yaley takes a lot of those to the house. I mean, he is, again, an all-state back from last year. They're working hard, and that's what you want to do against a good team. Make them work for everything. 7:41 clock run, second quarter, 14-6, Lomita with the lead. It'll be a 3rd down and about 7.5 under center this time. Shannon pitches it back to Yaley. Pressure comes. He pulls it down, and there he shows his skill. Good open field tackle to keep him from going to the end zone by Jeremiah Torres. But they were looking for that pass back to Shannon, but Yaley just pulled it down. And in open space, he's dangerous. Just to keep him out from going all the way, he stopped him at the 12. It really was a great open field tackle by Torres. But it is 1st and goal for St. Joe. They're at the Lomita 12, 7:15. Clock is running here in the first half, 14-6 Lomita. Shannon. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. And he just throws it up, and Yaley's over there. Everybody's eligible, but they couldn't make the tackle before he threw it away to keep it from losing big. He'd have lost 10 or 12 yards, but his arm was free, so he was able to throw it away. Great job up the middle. They are blitzing at the right times. There might have been more. I'm sorry. I was watching, trying to see at the end of who it was, but there were 3 coming in, but one of them got to him and pushed him back. He got it incomplete. It's 2nd and goal from the 12. Defense being very aggressive, picking their spots well. Shannon will be in shotgun in the spread. Lee Yaley behind him. They pitch it to Yaley. He looks for space. He has a blocker, and he's just going to take it in. Just a big running back and takes big stride. There was good blocking, and it's a 12-yard touchdown run by Lee Yaley. That makes it 14-12. The extra point to come here. Just so hard to stop. And you're not going to every time, so that's why those breaks, and both teams have had them now. This drive was extended, as was the Hornets. Both teams able to take advantage. Here's the extra point, very important. High snap, it's on the ground, and the Hornets pick it up. I don't believe you can advance one, but it's no good. So the Hornets do keep the lead, 6:58. We are in the second quarter now, 6:58 of the second quarter. St. Joe does get an answer. It was a 12-yard run. But you can kind of see it on their faces. St. Joe is having to work very hard for everything, and that's what this Hornet team's going to, if they want to stay in it to the end, going to have to keep doing it every play. And it's been a tremendous start, and that confidence shows. So, again, that was Yaley. I believe that's how I heard his name pronounced. It's spelled Y-E-L-E-Y. 6 points on that. Extra point, no good, and it's Lomita still with the lead, 14-12, 6:58 to go. Now you're going to ask your offense to go out and try to make some more plays. Game number 5, halfway through the season. Lomita at 3-1. St. Joe 4-0 on the season. First thing is secure the kickoff. It is another onside kick, and it's picked up by Torres, who's going to get a couple of yards, but it gets great field position as Lomita will start at their own, it looks like the 38. So Lomita will start at their own 38-yard line, leading by 2, 14-12 Lomita. Let's keep that pressure on. They do start at their own 38-yard line. It'll be Stone, Carr, Jones, and Jose Carbajal in the backfield with Torres. Josue Lopez, Manny Prado, and Roy Carr on the line. Have to have at least 3 on the line of scrimmage. Under center, Torres to Carr Jones, looking for a block. Gets to the outside, still on his feet. He might go. The 20, the 10, Stone. Carr Jones takes it to the house. It is a 42-yard touchdown run with great blocking. Stone Carr Jones with his second touchdown, and it is now 20-12 with the extra point to come. Got the pitch. The blocking was good, and again, Jones, when he gets out in space, he is tough to take down, and he goes in for a 42-yard touchdown run. Lomita making some statements. Here's the extra point attempt by Josue Lopez. Snap back, hold is good. Kick on the way. It's good. It's 22-12. The Hornets will take a short break. They lead 22-12 over the St. Joe Panthers on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. Just been a tremendous start to the game. Lomita up 22-12 with 6:47 to go here in the first half. They'll kick off from the 30. Tremendous effort. One play, touchdown run. It is Yulee again with the kick towards the sideline. It'll go out of bounds. That'll give them an extra 5 yards. So after the kickoff, to get the good field position, did the Hornets, and then one play, 42-yard run for Stone Carr Jones. It really was. Blocking up front was good. And the Hornets just playing very well. Got a shout out there from Cynthia again for Stone and Michael with a good job. Hornets, we appreciate it. Again, let others know they might want to listen somewhere. After the penalty, that'll put the ball at the 30-yard line. So St. Joe will start at their own 30. A long time to go. Watching six-man, like watching fast break basketball. Under center. He's going to throw. Rolls out. Does Shannon. Deep pass, and it is. Did he catch it and hold on? It was knocked down. Coverage was coming late by Jose Carbajal. The catch was made by number 3, I believe, Sam Martin. Big pass downfield. Carbajal closing quick, and I thought at the last as he went down it might have come loose, but the catch is made at the Lomita 20. So that is a 30-yard pass from Shannon to Sam Martin. 1st and 15 for St. Joe. They're going to pitch it to Yaley. In the backfield, he's turning around. Now he throws it, and it's caught somehow. It's going to be a loss of yardage, but Yaley, again, you can see they know they stay calm, but Hornets right there. So he was going to lose 10 or 12 yards maybe. Then he sees number 24, MZ Barclay, throws it to him, who has to go up pretty high in there to make the catch, but the job by the Hornets to stay with that and not get away. They had 3 after him, but the ones behind came up, and 2 or 3 of them were on the tackle from the secondary, and it ends up a loss of 1 back to the 21. So it'll be 2nd down and 16. Under center, Shannon pitches it to Yaley, throws it out to Shannon again. Shannon is going to be tackled by Stone Carr Jones at about the 10. They have been able to work that because you bring pressure on Yaley, somebody's open. So that's going to pick up to the 10, 11-yard gain. It is 3rd down and about, we'll call it 3rd and 4 from the 10. No doubt this St. Joe Panther team has weapons. They're trying to contain Yaley, and now you see that, and I like that strategy. You're trying to say make somebody else beat you. But Yaley can run, throw. He's in the backfield. Now it's 2 backs, T formation. Ball bounces up off of Shannon and then in the air, and it's ripped out of there by Manny Prado. He's got the ball. It's a turnover. It was still being juggled, and Manny Prado, you can't say it, he manned up and took the ball out of Shannon's hand. It's a turnover, a huge one for the Hornets, and Manny Prado, he does so many things well. That time, he gets the turnover. The ball popped up on the snap, but Shannon had it from what was trying to get it. Prado just wouldn't let him keep it. It's at the 23-yard line. You get a chance to flip over with that turnover. You lead 22-12, 5:12 to go. Clock's running for some reason. I don't think it should have been, but now under center. They're going to roll out, throw, looking deep. Throws it towards Carr, and it is incomplete and hung up just a little bit, and Gaston, I believe that was Trent Gaston, got back and was able to get in front of it. He takes another step. It's probably a penalty. He doesn't look back, but he's tall. Gaston, probably the tallest player on their team. We went deep. Carr was behind, but the throw took a little too long, and Gaston able to get there, and it got kind of knocked off his helmet. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 15 at the 23. Like the Hornets going for the big play there, saying, we just got a big turnover, but couldn't quite complete it. 2 backs in the backfield. They hand it off to the up back, and that is Jose Carbajal, and he'll push forward for some positive yards past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 3. So it'll bring up a 3rd down. Clock runs 4:48 to go here in the first half. 22-12, Lomita with the lead and the ball. Big 2 downs coming up here. 3rd down and about 12, 3rd and 12. Sorry, just had to catch my breath there for a second. I'm not going to say I don't get excited. I do, and if it gets a little loud, I've said before, you can turn down the volume a little bit if you want. Under center, Torres hands it off. Ball on the ground. He's trying to get it to Jones and came loose. I think they were able to recover it. I think Roy Carr recovered it. On the handoff, it just didn't get a good exchange, trying to get it to Stone, and it'll bring up 4th down and long. So now, after the big turnover, St. Joe trying to flip it back as it's 4th and 13. As the ball back to the 25-yard line of Lomita. 3:53. Every minute's important, but now you're coming down those last minutes before halftime. 22-12, Lomita with the lead, but it's 4th and long. Torres now back behind the 2 backs. Deep, goes straight to him, and he's going to punt it away. I think the first time I've seen him do that, they punt. It does take a good roll and does flip the field a little bit there. So trying to at least give your defense a little more room to work. Good kick by Torres. Got a good bounce on this turf. I think it's the 22-yard line of St. Joe. So you get a big turnover, but St. Joe does come up with a big play for them to get that stop. Because the score there, again, in 6-man, certainly nothing over, but it would have been a big score. Now can your defense come out and try to stop St. Joe again? Under center, Shannon pitches it to Yaley. He's looking to throw. Back across the field is caught by Gaston. He has some space still on his feet past midfield. So I've gone to this pass that has worked for him. And it gets into Lomita territory to the 29. 29-yard gain there. It'll be 1st and 15 at the Lomita 29-yard line. 3:21 under. And then we've got a stoppage of play. They're about to snap it. Let's see. Timeout Lomita. We'll go ahead and take a short break here with 3:19 to go in the first half. 22-12, Lomita with the lead on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. So, been big plays, been some back and forth. Both teams have had a couple of chances that not able to cash in. Was a Lomita timeout. We have 3:19 to go in the first half, 22-12. So you get the turnover. You could extended that lead, but St. Joe gets the stop. Now they're trying to cut back into that lead. They could cut it to 2 at the most, though. They're down by 10. Lomita's defense playing very hard, but again, both teams, you're expending so much energy and so many, the players are on the field all the time. So, got to hang on. Under center, Shannon pitches it to Yaley. Yaley is hit and then taken down after a gain of about 4. Gets to the Lomita 25. Make it second down and about 11. Second and 11. Clock will go under 3 minutes left here in the first half. We are in the second quarter. Shannon is the quarterback. Yaley, the back behind him. They pitch it to Yaley on the left side, and he's trying to get to the edge, and he steps out of bounds. At about the 15, looked like a pretty good hold going on over here, but see where they mark it. They mark it right at the 10. Looks like, I guess, short of the first down. But it'd be third and very short. So it's third and short from the 10-yard line for St. Joe. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds. 2:40 to go in the second quarter. Shannon under center. He's going to roll. Throws it out, and catch is made wide open as Martin. He's going to take it in from 10 yards. Nobody went with Sam Martin. And Martin gets on a touchdown on a 10-yard pass from Shannon. And the lights. They do have flashing lights here. I hear our new stadium might have that too as well in Lomita, but here the lights go flashing on scores. I hadn't noticed it before. Maybe the lights hadn't been on. That makes it 22-18. Here comes an extra point, and obviously every point so important. It is Gaston to attempt the extra point. Shannon the holder for St. Joe. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is good this time. So our new score makes it 22-20. Well, it's going to be an important 2:33. Let me get caught up here. So at the 2:33 mark, both these teams expending a lot of energy. So kind of right now, are you hanging on to get to that halftime? You've got to dig deep and get a little rest. And if I'm correct, I believe Lomita gets the second half kickoff. I think they deferred. That was a pass of 10 yards from Shannon to Martin. Extra point was, the kick was good, so it makes it 22-20. Lomita still with the lead. But St. Joe does get a stop after the turnover that Prado was able to rip out of Shannon's hands and scored. Again, the first thing is you've got to secure this kick. They will onside kick it again, I imagine. Kicking from the 30. Let's see. Yaley lines it up. See if it is going to be, no, it goes out of bounds. It was number 1. It was Gaston who kicked it, and it goes out of bounds, so that'll give Lomita 5 more yards. So Lomita has played a great first half. No doubt about it. And so right now, you've had a little momentum shift towards St. Joe with that score. They trail by 2. So this 2:33 left. Very important. Take care of the ball and put some points on the board. They will start at their own 35-yard line with that kick out of bounds. All right, here we go. Torres under center, two backs in the backfield. They're going to pitch it, going to hand it back. It's on the ground. Torres picks it up, then throws it back to Jose Carvajal, who makes a one-handed grab. Great job. It was Yuli Prado in the backfield as well. The snap back, he kind of handed it to Torres, but it dropped it. Again, focus so important, but he did pick it up, then rolled out and got Jose Carvajal the pass at about the 40, and he pushed it to the St. Joe 36. Could have been disastrous, but they end up picking up about 9 yards and make it 2nd down and 6. Got to take care of that football. Thing I've seen in these first few weeks of really watching six-man football, the turnovers. So huge. Under center Torres. He gets it to Yuli. Yuli makes one-man cut. Can he get to the end zone? Down the sideline. 10, 5, touchdown Hornets. Yuli Caso Prado. It was the same play to the outside that Carr Jones scored on. Great blocking. And Yuli, just once he got to the edge, nobody was going to catch him. Went down the sidelines. And, yes, there's the lights going off for the Hornets as well on their score. And they answer quickly, 28-20 with the extra point to come. Again, great blocking at the point of attack. Just pitched it to him, and he saw that space. I don't think anybody touched him after that. Extra point kick by Josue Lopez is good, and the Hornets answer quickly. So there, you're a little tired. You go out there. They got St. Joe a little tired as well, and they put the points on the board. Let me get this caught up. Great answer by the Lomita Hornets. It's 2:14 to go. St. Joe scored at the 2:33 mark. Lomita answers as it is Yuli Caso Prado, the sophomore. I believe that's his first touchdown of the year. And it goes as a, make sure I got this right, they were at the Lomita 36. That's a 44-yard touchdown run, 44-yard touchdown run for Caso Prado. Extra point good by Lopez, and it is 30-20. I don't know that if you'd have said the Hornets had 30 points at halftime on this St. Joe team, that would have been the first thing you thought. So they're coming out, again, not anything against them, but you just look at what's been going on and this St. Joe team, and the Hornets have come out and just playing spectacular, and they are fired up and should be. And they do have St. Joe a little on their heels. A long way to go, obviously, and got to keep at it and keep that focus. But Lomita's learning a lot about themselves. 30-20. Lomita leads with 2:14 to go. Now I can say this is an important 2 minutes and 14 seconds. This St. Joe team had said they'd given up some points in games, but to put 30 on them in the first half, just outstanding. Josue Lopez to kick up. Line drive kick going to be picked up at about the 30, and that was Yaley, I think. And he does catch it on the bounce and gets up near midfield. They will actually mark it at the 39, so good field position for St. Joe. They start at their Lomita 39-yard line. They trail by 10, 30-20, 2:09 to go in the first half. Again, we started this game at 6 o'clock while we're at halftime. In shotgun to throw. Pass batted up in the air. So close to intercepted. It was batted up by T.J. Moore. And Josue Lopez had it. And if he gets it, he probably goes. But that's awful hard. It bouncing around, and it was in his hands, and he has his hands on his hips. But nothing to be ashamed of. You got to let it go. You can't think of this. As Jeremiah Torres goes, hits him on the helmet. You can't worry about it. It was a great job to get back there for him, Moore and Josue. It is incomplete, though. Oh, I was ready to call that pick six. Didn't get it. Second down and 15 at the 39. Shannon under center. Pitches it to Yaley. He's going to throw. Back to Shannon. Nobody's watching Shannon. They've got to clear that up. Shannon down the sideline, and looks like he gets into the end zone. And that'll go as a 39-yard touchdown pass. That has been their play. They've been able to get pressure on so many things, but then Shannon, the pass from Yaley back to Shannon has just been the one thing that the Hornets have not been able to figure out. There is a player down here at the moment they're checking on. We'll go ahead and take a break. So there'll be an extra point to come after this timeout. So St. Joe answers with a 39-yard touchdown pass. 1:53 to go in the first half. 30-26 with the extra point to come. Okay, I think they've got them checked there. Everything's all right. So we're going to keep it here. We'll keep it here. St. Joe they just got a lot of talented players, and we made plays, but then they find an alternative. That has been their big play, getting it to Yaley or trying to get pressure on him, but Shannon just somehow slips loose. They're going to have to get somebody who, when that quarterback gets it to Yaley, they're going to have to stay with him, and I'm sure that's being discussed. Extra point attempt. Snap back, it's high, get it down, kick on the way by Gaston is good, so we'll keep it here. That makes it 30-28. I think I read that right on the scoreboard. So, now an important minute 53 left. So, in the second quarter, 1:53 to go in the first half. St. Joe's answers with a 39-yard pass from Yaley to again Shannon, the quarterback. 6 points. They get the 2-point kick, and it is 30-28. Lomita still with the lead. But St. Joe has had a great deal of difficulty stopping Lomita. So right now you're putting pressure back on your offense. Well, the last, again, it's such a different game, the six-man game. So they had a score, a two-play score, then a one-play score, back and forth. Onside kick, it bounces up, and hard hit. Good job by Torres to hang on to it. He's hit hard by number 10, I believe it was. No, 18-4 St. Joe, Max Nunnally, but he hit him just as he grabbed it, but Torres hung on, so that was, of course, the most important thing. So now Lomita has it at their own 34-yard line. And there's 1:51 to go here in the first half. Again, appreciate you joining us on LTX Sports YouTube channel for Lomita Hornet football. Going to have Torres under center. Going to pitch it back to Torres. He looks to throw, has to pull it down. Now he's going to run. Inside, makes one man miss. Hit hard from behind, but good positive yards on first down. So it was to Yulee again in the backfield. Back to Torres. Torres was looking to throw, but nothing there, and he made a quick decision. He gets it to the 39 on St. Joe's side of the field, and that's a gain of 7. So to bring up second and 8 for the Hornets. They'd be glad to be able to move it down. A minute 19 clock runs and score and not give any more time. Second down under center. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Yuli Casa Prado with the carry. And a little tentative there. There was a lot of bodies in there, but he picks up 2 or 3 yards. They end up marking it at about the 36-yard line, 37-yard line, a gain of 2. And we'll bring up third down, 52 seconds. Clock is running. You want to, again, trying to balance that time to putting points on the board. Carbajal and Casa Prado in the backfield. Torres has to roll out, throws it, and can't get it to Manny. Threw it out just a little too far. That play works often for the Hornets, they get it to Manny Prado. He does such a great job going down. They throw it low on purpose. He'll slide down to it, but just couldn't hang on to that one. It was a little too far out in front of him. Big fourth down because there's 36 seconds. That did stop the clock. Fourth down and about 6 for the Hornets. They need to pick this up. Just nothing else, not to give it back to St. Joe. It is 30-28 Lomita. We do spread it out. Back, Yulee to Torres. Torres in a bit of trouble. Throws it deep. Has a man. It's caught! Josue Lopez for the touchdown! He gets behind everybody. He didn't get that interception a while ago, but this time he gets it for a touchdown pass. 37-yard touchdown from Jeremiah Torres to Josue Lopez. 36-28 with the extra point to come. Great play on fourth down to convert. He bought a little time. He saw Josue come open. Josue was behind the defender at about the 5 and took it in for the score. Now he's to attempt the 2-point extra point. Hold is good. Kick is on the way, and no good. My legs might have been a little tired from scoring that. But either way, so it doesn't get the 2 points, but you get a big score. 27 seconds left, a lot of time. But it is 36-28. This offense has been making big, big plays. So you can tell both teams are tired here, and this is where we're going to have to dig in when you play so many plays, trying to find that rest and find those minutes. And this is, again, St. Joe knows they can score in 27 seconds. Let me get you up. Let me get that updated. What a ball game. 36-28 Lomita. 27 seconds to go in the second quarter. That's right, second quarter. If any of my friends from the 11-man world. So Lomita scores. That was from Torres to Josue Lopez. And that was a 37-yard, 36, 37. We'll call it 37. Let him get an extra yard. Extra point, no good. 36-28. My goodness. Lomita with the lead. Now try to get a stop. And if I'm correct and they get the ball in the second half to get it, this is where you could flip it. You get the score. If you get the stop, and then you could score to start the third quarter. And in this game, I know Coach Wadley and I had talked about that. Even outside the show, just those kind of strategies. Josue Lopez to kickoff. Well, it's definitely not a game that is not been lack of excitement. Big plays. All right, here we go. Trying to get to halftime and keep St. Joe from scoring. There's the kick, line drive kick, and it will take a bounce, and I think it stayed in bounds and went in the end zone, so it did. It goes for a touchback, just hung inside the marker, so no penalty there. It'll come to the 20. All right, now can the defense make a stop? They're going to have to watch that pass. That's not the only play. Obviously, they have. The pass has been where they've worked it. They've had Martin come open too, but see what Lomita can do on defense. It is Shannon under center. I have Lee Yaley behind him. I have the up back, who's Forrester. They pitch it to Yaley. He looks to run, still on his feet, on the sideline. And he's pushed out of bounds past midfield. 19 seconds to go. See where they end up marking it. It is past midfield to the 33-yard line of Lomita. About a 20. That's a 27-yard gain. 19 seconds. Got to try to make a tackle. They might have all three of their timeouts as well, St. Joe. It's on the Lomita side of the field. If you could get them knocked down and try to get in there, they're trying to. St. Joe is trying to put it in the end zone. They pitch it to Yaley. Yaley's going to throw. Back across the field. Shannon again wide open, and he's going to get a first down. Runs out of bounds with 7 seconds on the clock. So they're going to have to look towards the end zone. They do get it to the Lomita. Again, we're just not able to find Shannon. When he comes out of the backfield, we lose him. He gets it down inside the 15 to the 14. Now it's a time thing. That was another 20 yards, 19 yards. We got a timeout and see which way that timeout went. There's 7 seconds. Clock had stopped because he went out of bounds and he got a first down. It is first and goal from the 14. 7 seconds. So you're hoping you make them have to use some time. And that goal line is your marker. You don't want them to get past that. That is kind of that prevent type defense. I think first they'll try to put pressure. It's going to get into Yaley's hands, you've got to believe. And then you hope you can force the throw or to where it's in play and clock runs out, and if you can make a stop. So 36-28. St. Joe's trying to cut into the lead. They can't catch. Well, I guess they could with the extra point. That's true if I can do my math. So we could go in tied. 36-28, Lomita with the lead. 7 seconds. It's first and goal for St. Joe at the Lomita 14-yard line. But 7 seconds. So that's the key. Can you make a stop, not let them get in the end zone? Shannon under center. Yaley behind him. They pitch it to Yaley. He rolls. He's looking. Looked like a hold there. He goes to the end zone. He's knocked out of bounds. Oh, and they say there's 1 second. Sure looked like there could have been a hold over here. Great play by Jeremiah Torres. Yaley was going for the goal line, but now he's at the 1 yard line with 1 second. They're just probably going to have to sell out and try to get to him because they're going to pitch it to him and let him run in. They do call a timeout. If 1 more second I looked at the clock, that took 6 seconds as he was knocked out of bounds. And Torres did a great job. He was trying to get up steam to dive towards the end zone, and he couldn't. His feet slipped. But 1 second left on the clock at the 1 yard line, or you could use a little bobbled snap, something to give you a chance to get in there. The quarterback can't sneak if he's under center because, again, if he gets it, he has to pitch it. And I got a feeling that's what they're going to do. They're moving Yaley wide right. He's split wide right. Now they're moving it over there. Now Lomita calls the timeout. I will say that if that is the play, that would shock me to no end. But they did it, maybe just for one to let Lomita think about something. But Yaley went wide right. First, nobody went with him, but one of the Hornets did. But now Lomita calls a timeout. It is a big play. You got to believe the advantage here is to St. Joe here. They're at the 1 yard line. The 1 second, though. But this is, barring a penalty, the last play of the first half. So Lomita trying to dial up some defense here in discussion in the huddle. They'll come back out on the field. Yaley is again split wide right. I mean, he's almost to the sideline, far side of the field. Jose Carbajal go there with him. Shannon, the quarterback, and the backfield with him is Forrester. Under center, Shannon. He's going to hand it off to Forrester, and he'll go in from the 1 yard out. So they do split it out. And, again, they've got a lot of players. Forrester, big back, and he's able to go in easily. As clock runs out, we'll have the extra point. So we're either going to have a Lomita 2-point lead or we're going to be tied. It's back where we started with this extra point attempt. I don't know. Maybe that's fitting. What a first half. It's 36-34. Lomita. Trent Gaston to attempt the extra point to tie it up. The snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is on the way. and it is good. And we will go to halftime tied. So back and forth it went. Lomita held the lead most of the first half, but the St. Joe Panthers able to put together that last 27-second drive, and I used every second of it. Got it down to 1 second at the 1 yard line and punched it in, and then got the extra point. But all that said, it is tied. Lomita should get the second half kickoff, and right now I'm watching them go over down the sideline, and you can tell they're tired, and they're going to have to kind of get that energy back. Not going to be easy. They have played a tremendous first half, though. You come here, 2-hour drive against a team, again, ranked, and if you look at numbers, well ahead of how they rank where Lomita is. I'm not saying it's right, but that's the way it is out there. And against this team that is 4-0, scoring all these points, and you go out there and you meet them at every question answered. Every time they do something, you do it back. You make a play, they make one, and you're still there with them. So great first half, and now they just got to go back and keep at it. Just very proud of how hard they fought in that first half, and now got to build it back up. And it's a long way to go. But, again, this early evening start at 6, the Lomita Hornets, a tremendous first half, are tied here at halftime, 36 with the St. Joe Panthers on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
The key to unlock the next breakthrough in life-saving cancer research could be sitting in your driveway. Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your unwanted vehicle into funding to support innovative cancer research. These innovations lead to better cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, which means we can help save lives right now. Cancer affects all of us. Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. It will take all of us standing up together to put an end to it. So when you're looking to get rid of your old car, truck, motorcycle, RV, or boat, why not donate it to Stand Up to Cancer? Donating is easy and tax deductible. We'll even tow your vehicle for free. You can be a driving force in cancer research. Donate your car today. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
What does life after service look like? Kicking back? Taking it easy? We believe it looks a little different. Fighting for all veterans. Making sure they get the benefits and care they've earned. Rebuilding communities after disaster strikes. And adapting to support today's veterans. Meeting them where they are. The VFW. Still leading. Still advancing, still serving. Get involved at stillserving.org.
Mark Edmondson back with you live. I want to take this moment as the Lomita cheerleaders just performed while we were off the air there, and so I want to give a shout out to them and all the hard work they do. Captain Senior Madison Henry, co-captain sophomore Liliana Reyes, Senior Mackenzie Andrade, Junior Abigail Tower, Junior Liberty Potts, mascot Junior Nicole Sessinger, managers Senior Jewel Groves and Senior Madeline Griffith, and the sponsor Chloe Griffith. So always do a nice job. Again, I like to mention how much I enjoy. I've been at a lot of pep rallies over the years, but not that many get to have the whole school there, and so to have that change come into Lomita is very neat to see the enthusiasm with all the young kids as well, supporting Hornets in all things. We are at halftime. It's 36-36. Did want to kind of give you at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 scores in that first half by the two teams. Lomita started it off. I'll give you the Lomita scores. It was a 29-yard touchdown run by Easton Hamilton. Also in the first quarter, there was a 10-yard Stone Card Jones touchdown run. Then Lomita scored next with that 42-yard run by Stone Card Jones. St. Joe had answered, and then it was the 44-yard one-on-one, 2 plays maybe. Yuli Casa Prado had the 44-yard run. At that time, it was 30-20. Then St. Joe got the pass to score, and then it was on a 4th down, as I recall. Torres to Josue Lopez, 37 yards. That made it 36-28, but that gave then St. Joe just enough time, down to 1 second at the 1-yard line to score and get the extra point to get us tied. So back and forth it has gone, and both teams end up back where we started, 36-36. So, and I'm curious. I don't know. I've seen they were subbing some players in there, and you saw some, which is a really good opportunity. I don't know if there are other reasons for that. Is it a rest thing? Could there be some injuries going on? That's possible, but they're also trying to find rest. But the last several series, mixing in Yuli getting the long score, the sophomore, so that also be very important to again find that depth and get those players. I am a big believer. I think you always want to win. You go in thinking every game you're going to win, and I will say it's not going to be an easy task as the number 2. It's going to change. I do want to make sure you know of this change. Richland Springs is coming to town next Friday. We'll be bringing that game on LTX Sports, the YouTube channel, but the game is changed to next Friday in Lomita. It was originally scheduled in Richland Springs, is my understanding, but it has been changed to Lomita next Friday, 7:30, scheduled kickoff. The Richland Springs will come to town, so we'll be bringing you that game as well. So obviously a long history with Richland Springs. I saw their D2, 6-man, 1A D2, but I saw at least one where they were ranked number 2 in that. So great competition. But as I said, I'm a big believer in you want to win every time out. You're trying to, but this is still to me a team this is a very good district. You've got May and Santa Ana and Jonesboro. May ranked very highly to start of the season. Jonesboro mixed in there as well. You get Jonesboro at home, May on the road, and Santa Ana at home. And to me, that is what a team is one of the first goals that you're going to see most teams look for. They want their season to continue, make the playoffs. And to me, these kind of games against good teams is where you can find that out. You build up what you can do and what you can believe in yourself. And this first half shows Lomita can play with a very good team. I mean, again, I look at St. Joe, and they have a size advantage, and they have an experience advantage. And right now it's 36-36. Lomita has gone toe-to-toe with them. So we're going to take one more break here. We come back. We'll get you ready. Not too much longer. Got 7 minutes on the halftime clock. We'll take this break, come back, get you ready for the second half. It is at halftime. Again, it's early. It's 7:19. We're at halftime. Game kicked off at 6 here in Abbott. From Abbott, Texas, it is Lomita 30, St. Joe. Lomita 36, St. Joe 36 on the LTX Sports YouTube channel.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. Moms, dads, neighbors, teachers, friends. These are the people who are always there to listen when we need to talk. Though their actions may not always be monumental, they are always felt. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support, or call 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Everyone deserves access to quality health, but for half the world's population, essential health services are out of reach. At AmeriCares, we know access to quality health saves and improves lives. With good health, people can attend school, be productive at work, care for their families, and contribute to strong communities. That's why we envision pathways to health and opportunity for all. We care. It's our call to action. It's in our history. It's in our name, AmeriCares. AmeriCares about disaster survivors, about free medical aid, what doctors need, our communities, our neighbors, our families. AmeriCares about good health. For a better world. Learn more at americares.org/goodhealth. Together, we can build pathways to health. americares.org/goodhealth. Join us.
Mark Edmondson back with you live here from Abbott, Texas. It's the Lomita Hornets and the St. Joe Panthers. should be Lomita get the second half kickoff. 36-36 our score. It does appear, and I definitely never try to guess or anything like that, but just that, and I see him walking around, but it looks like Stone Card Jones doesn't have his, and mentioned that some weren't playing there late in the second half, doesn't have his shoulder pads on. So, again, without speculating, but it does look like he won't be playing here in the second half, as he's on the sideline walking with the team, but doesn't have the shoulder pads on. So, again, as somebody who's going to step up, who's going to have to make those plays, and we got a long way to go here, 36-36. We are tied, and so right now, it is kind of one of those gut checks for this Lomita team. Got to be so proud of how they played in that first half, but want to keep at it and just, make every play count. And so see what they can come up here in the second half. They'll get the first half kickoff. They just did a lot of good things, and this St. Joe team, you can see one of their offense. They have a lot of weapons, but Lomita's been able to answer that. So got to try to – right now you try to get that first kickoff. You get it back, put some points in. Right now you're wanting to put the pressure is on St. Joe. That 4-0, again, top 20, and we're ready to go. Here's the kickoff. And it goes through the hands of Torres, but out of bounds. I don't think he ever touched it, so we're ready to start the second half. Thank you for joining us wherever it might be on the internet, on the World Wide Web. We might have some people joining us now about usual 7:30. This was a 6 p.m. early kickoff here from Abbott, Texas. Let's see if there's some discussion on whether he touched it or not. I guess that they're saying he did, so they're marking it at the 28-yard line. So Lomita will start this first drive of the second half. It's 36 all at their own 28. Still some discussion here. Picking it up. I'm going to move it to the 30, so won't be at the 28, but at the 30. So that's where we'll start this first drive of the second half for Lomita. Torres at quarterback brings the play in. He'll have, I believe it is Jose Carbajal and Yuli Casaprada in the backfield. 1st and 15 for the Hornets. Snap. They pitch it to Carbajal. And he is taken down for a loss on the first play. So they make an adjustment. 24, Amzie Barclay came through there. An adjustment there from halftime. You can see they were going to try to bring that run blitz there, and it worked back to the 26-yard line, a loss of 4. So it'll be second down. I guess they marked 27. So second down and about 18 now for the Hornets. Got to believe you'll see St. Joe come out very aggressive. We saw on that first play. I'm sure they had a lot of discussion there at halftime. They pitch it to Yuli this time. He's looking for space. He's still on his feet. He's drugged down after a short gain. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe an extra yard to the 31 or 32. Gained 5 on that play. It'll bring up a third down and long. Third and about 14 from the 31-yard line of Lomita. Clock is at 8:50 and counting here in the third quarter. 36-36 our score. Manny Prado brings the Hornets to the line. Third down and long. Torres rolls. He looks to throw. Has to pull it down. Now he throws it back across the field. It's caught by Josue Lopez. Can he get away? He gets close to the first down. He cannot get away from Yaley to get the first down. He's about a yard short. Gets past midfield. Gets to the 37-yard line. So a nice gain of about 12 or so, but it is 4th and 2 from the 37. Need to pick this up. It's a good throw back across the field. as Torres bought time, but Lopez couldn't quite get away for the first down. 4th down and 2. Under center. They jump, get the free play. You could run the play, but I think they might have blown the whistle. But good job there, a hard count. That'll give the Hornets a first down. Shai, thank you for checking in with us. It has been an exciting first half, 36-36. That was defensive offsides and 5 yards, and most importantly, a first down for the Hornets. So a good job of getting them to jump, and that's a good hard count because they're being aggressive. I guarantee you, St. Joe got their fill hearing about the Hornets and the offense. I bet is particular of that first half from their coaches. It's 1st and 15 at the St. Joe 32. They're going to pitch it, then hand back to Torres, and he falls down as they kind of run into each other, and it's going to be a big loss. So he pitched it back to Carbajal, and Carbajal was going to hand it back. It was going to be a pass, but they tripped up each other, and then he goes down, and, of course, you can't get back up in high school football. So once that knee goes down, he all the way back to the 40, a big loss of 8 yards. That'll be 2nd down, ball right at midfield at the 40. Scores 36-36. We are tied at 36 here at halftime. Back to Torres. He pitches it to Yulee. He's hitting the backfield, and they are bringing extra. St. Joe understands what the Hornet offense did to him in that first half. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they lost a yard to the 39, so it's going to be 24 yards. 3rd down and 24. The ball now on the Lomita side. We are 36-36. The Hornets led most of that first half. St. Joe tied it right at the end of the second quarter. There's 1 second left. Clock went to 0 on the score. They pitch it to Torres. He looks to run, has a little room, still on his feet. And we've got a flag behind the play. Could be a hold. Let's see what this call is. It's going to be pickup of about 8 or 9. Bring up 4th and long. See, I think they're talking to the St. Joe coach whether or not he wants to take the penalty. Well, they already moved it back. Because it'd be 4th down and about 15. He got near the original line of scrimmage. So they are going to decline it. It was a hold against Lomita. He gains the yardage, but Torres was to the 32-yard line, 9 or 10. But it will bring up a 4th down and 15, 4th and 15 at the St. Joe 32-yard line. I've run some clock here, about to go under 6 minutes in the third quarter, 36-36. Got the 2 backs and Torres deep. Snap back to Torres. He looks to throw. Has a little time. Got to get rid of it. Tries to get it to Prado, and Prado at the sideline couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. So it will be a turnover on downs. I'm not sure if he caught it. It had been inbounds. It was close, and he couldn't haul it in. But the Hornets get past midfield, but they do get a turnover on downs. Does St. Joe's defense, and they'll start at their own 32. So momentum definitely on St. Joe's side. They got the stop. And the Hornets are going to have to dig deep again. Got some players not on the field now, so for whatever reason. And it's 1st and 15 from St. Joe's on 32. They're in the spread here. Yaley spread wide left. Shannon to throw, and that's the way he's throwing it. They're going deep on the first play, and Yaley makes the catch and is taken down inside the 10-yard line. They just line him out there and went deep. Carbajal was behind his step. Yaley, again, an all-state back last year, so they just throw it deep. and he gets it all the way to the 6-yard line on that play. Carbajal was able to tackle him, but not before he picked up the big yardage. 1st and goal at the 6. Shannon to throw, rolls out, in trouble, then pitches it, and really a dangerous play, but he throws it. I guess it'll go as incomplete. It was a pass, kind of a pitch forward, which could have, there was more, it looked like Hornets closer to it than Panthers, but it is incomplete, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and goal from the 6. Good pressure on Shannon. We've been able to do that, the quarterback. But they just have so many weapons, they've been able to find answers. So they're looking to take, I think, their first lead of the night. It's 36-36, 5:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Yaley now in that back, pistol formation, the I-back formation behind Shannon. Snap to him to Yaley. Yaley will take it in. Don't think he was ever touched. And he scores from 6 yards out. 6-yard touchdown by Yaley gives St. Joe the first lead, their first lead of the night, 42-36. Extra point to come here. Their offense is just very, very good. And Yaley makes them really special. The extra point attempt by Gaston. Snap back, hold is good, kick is on the way, and it is good. We'll keep it here, 5:15 to go. So now this is the telling time, and again, with some players not being able to go, the Hornets undermanned, down now 44-36. Can they find, an answer? It's certainly not going to be easy. Nothing to be ashamed of as they play great, but you're not going to give up. So now that you kind of maybe dig into your bag of tricks and see what you can do. So St. Joe's scores on a 6-yard run by Yaley. Extra point. The kick was good. So 44-36. St. Joe takes their first lead of the night. $5:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And here's the kick, another onside kick. And ball knocked away on the ground, and it's picked up as they can't advance it, but they've timed that, and Torres comes up and catches it, but just as it was getting into his arms, they put a big hit on him, and it comes loose, and it ends up with St. Joe. So they've got all the momentum. St. Joe knows it, and they will get the ball. They can't advance it, so it'll be at the 37-yard line of Lomita. So St. Joe, who just took the lead for the first time tonight, looking to add to it. The energy you can see all on St. Joe's side right now. Snap back to Shannon. He's throwing deep again, middle of the field, and good coverage there. Yaley incomplete. He was wanting some contact. You got to be kidding me. You're a foot and a half taller than him. So they are playing some deep in the secondary. Couple of Hornets in on that to knock it away. It's incomplete. 2nd down and 15. I believe Javier Caso was one of them there. Snap back to Shannon. They pitch it to Yaley. He has a hole. Cuts back the other way. And then he turns on the speed, and nobody's going to be able to catch him. He is a difference maker. And there go the shine, whatever you call them, flashing lights out throughout the stadium. So that's going to go as a 43-yard touchdown run. And right now the Hornets are really out of gas. They've had to play a lot of minutes and, both ways. And St. Joe, and I bet they did get a lot to hear at halftime, and they've come out strong. But Lomita just is kind of trying to have to hang on. They right now outmanned by a team with just got more players with bigger size right now on the field, this extra point is good. So they are able to, and the Hornets not going to quit, but they're going to have to find something else, and St. Joe has all the momentum. That makes it 52-36. I'm going to go ahead and take a short break here and come back. So with 4:56 to go in the third quarter, it's now 52-36, St. Joe with the lead. We're going to keep it here. They're already getting ready to kick off. Right now, the Lomita Hornets they don't have the personnel to be able to match up. A couple players not being able to go on the field here in the second half, and everybody giving their effort, but they made that one good play, but then Yaley, when he gets out in the open, he is I would guess on his way to another All-State year probably. He is a very good player, and they have a good team. So right now you just want to you get a score on the board. You're down 2 now, but Hornets got to find a way. First, get this ball back, and this time, good job by Torres. Went down and got it, not taking that hit. He's still got to be feeling that again. And I know both teams play so many players both ways, but it is taking a toll. Just the players for the Hornets. We don't have that depth. We have some, but we're having to find new ones to come in and having to make those plays. Not easy. 52-36, our score. Last two scores going to St. Joe. It is Yuli Casaprado and Carbajal in the backfield. This is Yuli with the carry. Gets to the outside, but just can't get much head of steam. There are 3 or 4 St. Joe Panthers. And as again, this team, I've been around enough sports that their coaches had a long talk with them at halftime. And they should have, in the sense that I think they were underestimating how hard the Hornets are going to play. But it looks like to me we've got a couple of players that, like I said, Stone Carr doesn't have his shoulder pads on, and I don't ever guess past that, but not going to come back in the game. It also looks like Easton Hamilton was on the bench. So pitch and ended after a short run. I think that was Carbajal, and St. Joe really bringing it. Carbajal came down hard. He's able to hop up now. He gained yardage to the 38. But all the momentum now with St. Joe. 4:05 to go in the third quarter, 52-36. We were tied at 36. And the first lead for St. Joe was in this third quarter. Third down and long, third and about 9, trying to keep the drive going, finding some kind of spark. Snap back, pitch it to Torres. Torres rolls, looking, now he's in trouble. Throws it back across the field to Prado. Prado, does he make the catch on the tip? Yes, he does. It was tipped. It was a little underthrown. Manny Prado to keep the drive going. He had no business making that catch. What a tremendous athletic play by the big center. The ball was tipped in the air. He was 3 feet away from it. And the effort to go back, it got all the way down to the 19. Let's see if you can put it in the end zone. They deserve it on that. What a great play. Torres kept it alive. Handoff up the middle. Still on his feet. And into the end zone. I believe that is T.J. Moore. Let me check that. It's hard to see on that far side of the field. And then they start flashing the lights. It was a handoff up the middle. And, yes, that is T.J. Moore. And T.J. Moore on, I think maybe his first carry of the year, first carry tonight. And what a great answer. Give the Hornets a lot of credit. Down to a 3rd and long. Prado dives to make that, then Moore scores from 19 yards out. Snap is back. It's bobbled. It looks to throw. He's got Prado, and they pick up the 1 point. So nice job, Yuli. Caso Prado couldn't get a good, clean hold. So He throws it to Manny Prado, who is all alone for the 1-point conversion. Look, right now they're down still by 9, and it's St. Joe's got a lot of momentum. But what a great job. I just first Manny not giving up on that pass that was tipped. If he gives up on that, they don't keep the drive alive, and then T.J. Moore doesn't take it in for a 19-yard touchdown. I love that heart. You keep at it. Now you got to try to find some way to make a stop on this offense that just keeps rolling for St. Joe. But that was just a big series of heart for this Hornet team. 52-43. 52-43. At the 3:24 mark. And that was a run. Quick one up the middle. A quick hitter handed off to Moore, and he went in for a 19-yard touchdown. This is where I was. A little hard to see it. Then they started flashing the lights around the stadium. But it was T.J. Moore with the 19-yard run. He had just checked in. Again, hadn't been running the ball. Again, finding ways to do something. But, Torres keeping that play alive. And then on the tip, Manny diving back for it. And it was very close. I do believe he caught it. But the ref, I was like, coming up behind it, signaled it quickly. And then got the score. So it is 52-43. Josue Lopez to kick off. It is an onside kick attempt that did not go like he wanted. Josue will tell me that. We talk in class. He was trying to get a bounce, and it didn't bounce and go very far. It went to about the 35-yard line. It kind of double hit there and stopped. So that was not what he was planning. So it will give St. Joe the ball at the 35-yard line of Lomita. So they'll start great field position. 1st and 15. Shannon, the quarterback, under center. Yaley behind him. And they hand it off to the up back. Good job of staying at home and nowhere to go. He never was tackled, but the whistle blown. No gain, right back to the line of scrimmage for Forrester. So 2nd down and 15. Clock runs 3:08 to go here in the third quarter. 52-43. 52-43. Could use one of those bobbled snaps to get a turnover. Something. Need a little break here. St. Joe with the lead and the ball. At the Lomita 35. 2nd and 15. Shannon pitches it to Yaley. Going to throw it back. And he underthrew that one. Trying to get it to Gaston, I believe. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 15. Just kind of slipped out of Yaley's hand there. He had Gaston and Shannon open. That has been the play that when they were in some trouble, they kept going to Yaley throwing it out in the flat. That one was incomplete. 3rd down and 15. Yaley again in that I formation behind Shannon, who's about in the short shotgun, about 4 yards behind the center. Pitches it to Yaley, and he has space. Cuts inside, and he's going to come back, though. He does score the touchdown, but he's going to come back, I believe. There is a flag. There's a flag at the 35. I'm hoping it's a hold. Let's see what they're talking about here. Kind of in that area. They're walking back. It was another score. Once he gets an open space, they're hard. Nobody can get near him. And it is a hold against St. Joe, so that touchdown comes back. Unfortunately, he's been able to do it so many times, but that does take it back. Now this St. Joe team very good. They do have an issue. They're gonna and Lomita's done a great job scoring, and this Lomita team's offense, I think it's gonna be real helpful. They need some of this confidence, but they do give up. Saw that some points, and Lomita is taking advantage of that. But they can score. Now it's all the way back to the 36-yard line on their side of the field. They pitch it to Yaley again, and he bounces to the outside, breaks one tackle, but not another one. And a good tackle there by Javier Caso. Caso comes up and makes the tackle. It was about a 8-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th and 15. 4th and 15, and the Hornets, with that penalty, have a chance to get them off the field. A minute 58. If you do that, you get a chance to try to close the gap. Big play here. Certainly not over. It's been all momentum to St. Joe since late in that second quarter. But you have a chance. 4th down and 14 or 15 to get them off the field. They're on the 35-yard line of Lomita. Under center. They pitch it. This time to Shannon. Shannon, though, is hit, but he's still, I guess he pitched it off. It was first a different quarterback. Curry was in there. He got it to Shannon. Then he got it to number 20, it looked like, who Colton back to Curry, but he doesn't get the first down. It was a tackle made. It was kind of a lot of confusion in there, but I thought the ball was on the ground for a second. But the main thing, the Hornets do get a stop at the 33. I should be more excited about that. Sorry. Kind of let that slide, but they were nowhere close, so a big play there. The penalty helped, but you've got a minute 23 to go. It's 52-43. You can get it back to a one-possession game. We are spreading everybody out, spread wide and left and right. Back, pitch it to Torres. Back to Yulee. Yulee looking for space, and again, they've got good speed on the outside, and it's going to be a short gain. Looked like there could be more. Yulee pretty quick there, but he was run down on the outside. Might have been Yaley again, the All-Stater. They get it to 36-yard line, so a gain of about 3. We're under a minute to go, third quarter. Huge drive. To keep you in it for a win, you definitely, the momentum a little bit to Lomita's side. It felt like everything was St. Joe, but it is 52-43. You do need a score. We're spreading it out again. Roy Carr wide left. Snap back. Pass. And it's caught by Carr. And he's taken down near the first down. So a little switch up there. They snapped it back to Jose Carbajal. He didn't pitch it to Torres. He made the throw to Roy Carr for a good gain down to the St. Joe 33-yard line. And so it makes it 3rd and 1. He picked up about 13 yards, 3rd and short at the 33-yard line of St. Joe under center. They hand it off. There's room up the middle for the first down. Jose Carbajal get the first down, and that will take us to the fourth quarter. So, hey, don't go away. It's 52-43 going to the fourth quarter. Lomita has a drive going. You're listening to Lomita Football on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire, and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Hello, I'm Scott Strauss. On 9/11, I was a New York City police officer assigned to finding survivors buried under the rubble of the World Trade Center. Those were difficult days, but what kept me going was seeing the way Americans joined together in unity. It didn't matter if you were a Democrat or Republican or anything else. For 9/11 this year, now a National Day of Service, let's rekindle that spirit of unity by doing good deeds. Visit 911day.org to learn more.
Mark Edmondson back live. We go to the fourth quarter. Lomita definitely still in this ball game by a long shot. They had trailed by 2 scores. Two touchdowns by St. Joe in that third quarter, but it's 52-43. 1st and 15 at the St. Joe 29. Torres pitches it. Looking for space. Carbajal on the left side, just following his blockers and going to get positive yards. Just kind of following a wall. Jose Carbajal with the carry. Down to the 22-yard line. Gain of 7. Good first down gain. You want to just keep it moving. Now, didn't flag behind the play. way behind the play. Let's see what this is. The ref is walking over to the Lomita sideline with Torres. See what this call. I didn't see the flag. Got a personal foul, unsportsmanlike against Lomita. So something after the play. But it's a big play and hurts the Hornets. Those are the kind of plays that really, I don't know if something said or. But it moves it all the way back. That would have been a good gain on first down, but back to the 37-yard line. Big penalty. We're spreading them out again. Carr to this side, Lopez to the far right side. Snap back. They get it to Torres. Torres pulls it down. He's still running. He has some space. Still on his feet. He's hit. Still trying for extra yards. Gets down to the 30, maybe the 29. It's a gain of 7. He was looking to pass. See, this is, make sure, I think after the penalty, this is still, so it's 3rd down and 16. You got 2 downs. And we do have, as I mentioned, several players that haven't been playing in the second half, have no idea, and I never want to speculate on why. But for whatever reason, others going to have to step in and pick up those roles. 3rd and 16. Again, we spread it wide right and left. They snap it back to Carbajal. He pitches it to Lopez. Lopez pulls it down, gets it off to Carbajal. He's got a long way to go, though. Still on his feet, and he's taken down. It's going to be short of the first down, but it will get him closer. This is going to be a 4th down and still long. They get it to the 24-yard line, a gain of 6 on that. He was so deep, and once he threw it, there was so far to go, but it was some positive yards to Carbajal. 4th down and still long, about 9. 4th and 9 from the 24-yard line for the Hornets. 8:57 to go in the game. 52-43, St. Joe. Be a big pickup to get this first down. Torres rolls. He looks. He's in trouble. Throws it back across the field. Manny Prado makes the catch. Does he go into the end zone? Touchdown, Hornets! On 4th down. There, let the lights go around the stadium. On 4th down, it is a 24-yard touchdown from Torres to Manny Prado, and the center does it again. Gets behind the defenders, catches it, backing. His back was to the end zone, looking back into the lights, makes the catch, and rumbles into the end zone for the score. Extra point coming here, could cut it to 1. Snap is back. It's bobbled, and it's on the ground. No good, no good. But the big play is made. 24-yard touchdown on a 4th down. You had to pick up 9, but Prado, and again, he's not tall, and as a center, he's a lineman, big, strong, but he has great hands and made a tough catch, and then wouldn't get tackled and got into the end zone. Got a player they're checking on, so let's realize so everybody is stopped on the field. Let me go ahead and I'll catch where we are. It is now a one-possession game, though. The Hornets not going away. You know, it looked like St. Joe was going to just pull away. They had all the advantage, but the Hornets not giving up. So much credit to the coaches and the team for fighting through each and every play. So 8:46 to go in the ball game. Again, the player down on the field they're checking on. And that was a pass from Jeremiah Torres to Prado Manny. Oh, he's had such a big impact in the passing game. The last 2 drives kept the drive alive, and then scores on this one on 4th down. The other was on a 4th down. Huge plays. And it was from 24 yards out. Extra point was no good. 52-49. The Hornets down by 3. They're still checking. We're going to go ahead and take a little break here. We'll be back. 52-49. St. Joe leads the Hornets on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. Being from Oklahoma, I know a thing or two about natural disasters. Tornadoes are common where I'm from and have affected my life and the lives of people I care about. No matter where you live, be aware of the dangers in your area and have a plan. You can create an emergency kit, come up with an evacuation plan, and know where to seek shelter. You never know when a disaster may hit. These simple steps can help save a life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Mark Edmondson, back with you live. Again, it was all in that kind of crunch in there. Everybody fell together, and Josue Lopez, the kicker, so they are with a little help, but he's walking to the sideline. They're checking on him, but he is with one of the coaches. He's on his feet walking to the sideline, but just a lot of bodies in there. So 8:46 to go in the game. The Hornets were down 52-36. So there was that one called back play, but the Hornets able to take advantage of it. We appreciate you listening in here. A 6 o'clock kickoff from Abbott. So, again, very different against this St. Joe team. Came down from Wichita Falls area. So drives for both of these teams. And now coming down to, who can finish this off. It really, St. Joe, it looked like all the momentum. They put those scores together again up by they hadn't led, and then they scored 2 in a row to go up 52-36, but now 52-43 after that last touchdown run. And then by Moore, and then the pass to Prado has cut the lead 52-49. It will be Yulee to kick off here. Yulee Casa Prado from the 30. Had to get the T. So 8:46, a lot of time to go. You still, I've got to give a little advantage to St. Joe because, again, they've got more of their weapons available right now. But here's the kick. It is the onside kick. It's got to go 15 yards. It hasn't yet, and then they dive on it, and they do. St. Joe does dive on it the last second. I'm not sure it got all the way to the 15-yard mark, but number 24, Amzie Barclay, got in on it. So they'll have good field position at their own 36-yard line. Can the Hornets find a way to make a play, get them off the field? Both teams got to be very tired. They've spent a lot of energy. 52-49. Again, this 6-man game it's a different kind of beast. So much energy has to be put in and over again. 1st and 15 from the 36. Shannon looks to throw. Middle of the field and almost picked off Torres. Read that, and he was trying to get it to Martin. And Torres, we haven't had, I'm trying to think, had a turnover one. Yes, Prado took that one away. But that has been a big thing for this Hornet team. They have done a very good job winning that battle. And Torres closed out the game last week with that interception against Rochelle. But it's 2nd 15 on the incompletion. Yaley behind the quarterback Shannon, who's in shotgun. Snap back. They get it to Yaley. Yaley runs into his own player, and then the Hornets right there. And then a flag comes in. Let's hope that's not a face mask. In the area where they could be holding too, but big play. Because he made maybe a yard. Good job by the Hornets. Let's see here. It was a big pile there. He ran into his own man first. But it's going to be against the Hornets. And it was a face mask call. And they had him stopped, but I guess somehow the hand got up there. Huge play would have been 3rd and 14. Instead, it's an automatic first down at the 29-yard line of Lomita. So face mask against Lomita makes it 1st and 15. Shannon, the quarterback, under center. Pitch it to Yaley. He's looking to throw deep. Middle of the field, overthrows Gaston. And then they throw the flag, and that was a late flag, and throw. No. So it'll go as a penalty. It's not a spot foul in high school. Looking back, is not another one back here, too? Pass interference against Lomita. So be another first down. There was a little contact. It was late in the pass. Really looked like it was over. I don't think Gaston was going to be able to get there, but either way, this will be another first down. It's still 8:26. I thought there should have been some time run off the clock. So our score is 52-49. The Hornets, they were down, again, 52-36. Have cut it to 3 points. But now St. Joe is knocking on the door. Still a lot of time left with 8:26 to go in the game. That penalty will move it. He has the ball. He's taking it to the 1 yard. Why is he taking it to the 1 yard line? No. It's not a spot foul in high school. Wait. The ref from behind. They don't know where to spot the ball. The ref from behind is. You don't get that at the 1 yard line. The ball was at the 29, 15-yard penalty, but you don't get it at the 1. There's no spot foul. Let's leave it at that. So now they pick it up and move it back. They were about to snap it at the 1 yard line. And now they move the change. I've got the number if you want. It was at the 29. Actually still on the board here in the stadium. So you go back to the 29 and you mark off. Their coaches, I'm not sure. I don't know what he's surely doing. I'm very confused. It will be, you mark it from the line of scrimmage. Right now it's at the 14, but it was not. And now he's marking it from the 14 again. And he's back inside the 5. No, they're back at the 1. And you don't get, no, the ball was not at the 14. It was at the 29. Somehow the ball is back at the 1 yard line. I'm looking at their coaches. They're smiling. St. Joe's coaches they're about to snap from the 1 yard line. Incredible. Under center. They try to push Big 44. He doesn't get in. They don't give him the push. Good job by the Hornets. I'm at a total loss. 44, Forrester gets the carry, but the Hornets pushing back maybe to the 2. Well, again, I apologize if I'm mistaken, but I don't see how that could have got the ball there on that penalty. Not when they were at the 29. But now the Hornets try to knock that ball loose. That's what they got to try to do. It is Shannon under center. It's a 3-point St. Joe lead. They're knocking on the door. They're at the 2. Still looking. They're not going to get the playoff. It went to 0, and did they call a timeout? I guess they called a timeout. They did. It was about to go down for a loss. We'll keep it here. It has gotten very strange here in the last couple of minutes. So whatever, after the penalty, got the ball on the pass interference to the 1 yard line. They pushed him back to the 2. That's where we are. 2nd down and goal with 7:32 to go. St. Joe with the lead, 52-49. So that's a 3-point lead. so they can make it a 2-possession game with the score here. The Hornets, you got to believe they did on that one, just kind of sell out, bring everybody, and try to get in there and hope for maybe the ball coming loose. Both these teams they'll be tired. There's no doubt they'll sleep well. Cynthia, thank you for checking back in and staying with us again. This was a 6 o'clock kickoff. We will be back at home against Richland Springs. It is a home game next Friday, 7:30. We'll bring that to you on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Please share with others. Still trying to let people know about the games. We're going to be bringing you all the games. They've got the 2 backs in the backfield. Does St. Joe. Shannon, the quarterback, will be under center on 2nd and goal. We return to play, 7:32 to go. In the ball game, 52-49 St. Joe. Shannon will go under center. Is Yaley and Forrester. A little movement. They give it to Forrester, and he's just able to push in. Forrester with the 2-yard run. Thought he leaned a little forward, but he does get the score. So that makes it 58-49. Extra point to come here. 7:27 to go. 4th quarter. St. Joe was able to answer those 2 scores by Lomita. Extra point attempt. The kicker has to put on that other shoe. Shannon holds. Gaston to attempt. Snap is back. Hold is good. And the kick is on the way. And it is good. We'll take a short break. 7:27 to go in our ball game. It is now 58-49. St. Joe with the lead, but still some time left for the Hornets on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
I apologize. 60-49. They hadn't put it up on the board yet, and my calculation skills are fading fast here late in the game. But it's 60-49. The 2-point kick was good. 60-49. St. Joe's with the lead. 7:27 to go. And then now you're at that point where you're just going to have to try to score. The Hornets have been tremendous on offense tonight, even with having to get help from others. Here's the onside kick again. Bounces up. It's going to be returned. On his feet, Carbajal. Could he go? He's still on his feet. He breaks a tackle. Jose Carvajal's going to return it for the touchdown. Big answer, and spin the lights around in here. Jose Carbajal with a 45-yard touchdown return, and it was a great job because he got hit by 3 or 4, and even inside the 20, he still had a tackler on him that could have brought him down. He would not be brought down, and Jose Carbajal answers. The Hornets not going away. My goodness, just great effort all the way around. Good to see Josue Lopez back out to attempt the 2-point kick after he had gone out of the game a little bit, but now he's going to attempt the kick. Yuli Casaprada to hold. Could cut the lead to 3. Snapback, hold is good. Kick is on the way, got off the upright and no good. Plenty of leg. It bounced off the left upright. I thought it was going through, and it bounced back. It's no good. But they get the big score. Now you're asking your defense to go do more. But it's 7-16. So 7-16 mark. And I am got my second page of scoring about ready to have to be used. And I have a lot of lines for it. It is 60-55. Back to a 1-possession game. Now this is where one of those turnovers the Hornets have done so well on in the early season. Again, 3-1 Hornets against the 4-0 St. Joe Panthers. It has been I guess in 6-man, kind of a low-scoring game. No, it has been an outstanding effort by both these teams. I mean, they are putting everything they can into it. And it has been that kind of game that you love to see from kids because they don't want to lose. They keep everything even when things go against them. And it is, again, as I say every week, why people enjoy Friday Night Lights so much and why high school football all over, but in Texas is so important. We'll onside kick it here, 7:16 to go. It's 60-55. Carvajal with the TD on the return, touchdown return. Josue to kick off. It's a line drive. It bounces. It was touched. Going to be picked up by Marple in the backfield. This guy broke away from one tackle, but brought down at about the 22 or 23. And it's not easy with, as I said earlier, and need to quit saying, but this team is going to try to go score. But if you can get that one stop, Hornets, what they've done with these last scores, have put themselves in a position. They're down now just by one touchdown, 60-55, 7:10 to go. Put one on the ground and see if you can pick it up. Yaley in the backfield. Shannon under center. He rolls. He's going to look to throw deep, and it's underthrown and incomplete. One's going to Martin, and there's one of those chances. Coverage wasn't bad there at all by Javier Caso, but the ball was underthrown. We saw that last week to finish the game. Torres came up on an underthrown ball that ended it. So that's incomplete. So they come out throwing. They know there's a lot of time left, and St. Joe wants to go score. 2nd down and 15. The ball is at the 23-yard line of St. Joe. Shannon under center to Yaley. Yaley looking to get to the outside, and he does. And he runs out of bounds. Fortunately, it was a little angle, but he still picks up big yardage. He just has a long stride and picks up. But they're walking back. I don't see the flag on the field, but this makes me believe there is one there. They pick it up, and they're walking back, so it looks like a hold. It's going to be against St. Joe. It is a hold against St. Joe, so they have hurt themselves with some big penalties, no doubt, as well, and Lomita has been able to take advantage a couple of times. So instead of a 1st and 15 near midfield, this will take it all. Let's go put it on the 1. I'm fine with that. They don't. And it probably shouldn't have gone there. At the 15-yard line, just outside the 15-yard line of St. Joe's. But it is 2nd down and 25. They just moved. They didn't easily move. Now they pitch it to Yaley, and he has to go out of bounds. How could you not see the right end? A lineman just stood up. But they do not call it. Oh, my goodness. All right. And pretty good job. I think everybody kind of stopped, even St. Joe, because they didn't really go out and block. He does pick up 10 or 11 yards. It's 3rd down and about 13 at the 25-yard line. That was a gain of 10. So you got 2 downs to try to get them off the field. That hold was a spot foul. But I think everybody kind of slowed down, and then Yaley just went out of bounds. But with those long strides, picked up yards. Shannon in shotgun. Yaley behind him on 3rd and 13. Pressure comes. Ball's knocked in the air. T.J. Moore with a great play. They were trying to get it to Yaley, and if they do, he had space. But Moore went up and knocked it away, the pass. And we've got a 4th down here in 13. 6:40. If you've gone to sleep, if I put you to sleep, wake yourself back up. And again, I always like to say, call the neighbors and wake the kids, or wake the neighbors and call the kids. Let them know. 4th down and 13 from the 25-yard line. 6:46 to go in the game. It's 60-55. St. Joe with the lead. Big defensive play. They're going to try to get it into Yaley's hands. He split wide right. Shannon, the quarterback. And then a timeout. I think it might be Steve's time. I think it is Lomitas. They want to talk about this. Big play. Just an incredible ball game. And I see more each week, the differences in 11-man and 6-man, but also the things that it brings to it. Oh, my goodness. You're 6:46 to go, 100 and Wait, that's 115 points have been scored between the two teams, and we're not done yet. We still got over 6 minutes to go in the ball game. I'll admit there was that down. The momentum on St. Joe's side up 2 scores. Hornets could have given up. They didn't. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this game, but there is no shame in what this Hornet team has put on the field tonight. They have played very well and just with a lot of intensity and heart. So now they want to come away. A victory would add so much more to even that. It's not there yet. They're down, but they do have a chance to get the ball back and give them a chance here, an opportunity. 4th and long. Yaley split wide left. That's where they're going. They throw it deep to Yaley. He's behind everybody, and somehow we can't bite on that. And he's faster, and it was a good throw. We had coverage back there, but Yaley goes on a 4th down, and this is why St. Joe is ranked where they are and have put up the points they do. Yaley just able to outrun. The pass had to be there, but Yaley just able to outrun the defender. That makes it – I had the wrong score at 72. That wouldn't be right. It was 60, so it's 66-55. A 55-yard touchdown on the 4th down and 13. St. Joe made the play. Extra point attempt. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is on the way. And it is good. Or keep it here. So, knew they were going that way. Tried to get some double coverage over there, but Yaley just bigger and faster than anybody we could put up against him. And you hope maybe that throw not there, but give credit to Shannon. He dropped it in there. They practiced that a lot. And now still not out of it, but huge play there. Make it 68-55. 68-55. So back to that 2 possession. We are in the 4th quarter, 6:37 to go. St. Joe with the score. 55-yard touchdown. All right, so I'm glad you stayed with us. I'm not going anywhere. Thank you, Shy, for staying awake with us. Now the Hornets need to answer. I mean, it is that, and they have. And the defense for St. Joe has not been able to come up with an answer. We've scored 55 points on them. You know, they made a couple of stops. You got to take care of the ball and go down the field, and they made some big plays. Prado, Manny making some huge plays. Again, the first thing is secure the kickoff. Got to have the ball. 68-55 St. Joe. Here's the onside kick. It bounces high. It's touched, but it'll go out of bounds. So in there, Chris Hernandez was the freshman in there back to make sure it went out of bounds. Good job. He didn't need to go and touch it. He knew it was going out of bounds. It was touched a little earlier by one of the Hornets. We do have they're going to check on a player. I'll keep it here for the moment. 6:37 to go in the ball game. It's 68-55. And it is just that, yes, it is. Thank you, Michael. Keep open. We're not giving up. I'm not going anywhere. Staying here to the end. Better check my hotspot to make sure I've still got plenty of battery power. We're good. It is a crazy game. Thank y'all for checking in and listening. Shine. Cynthia, awake too. Glad. And we score another one. You might be more awake. I'm saving a little energy left for the end here. But 6:37, enough time. Just going to it is crucial now for the Hornets to put some points, answer back, get it back to that one possession. They spread everybody out. Lopez wide right, Roy Carr wide left. Short side of the field. They snap it back. They get it to Hernandez. And, there's the flag. I'll see how far you move them up on that interference as Yaley came in and hit Ulysses Caso Prado before the ball got there, so it'll be pass interference. Should be 15 yards and a first down, I believe. But so Hernandez, actually, Torres took the snap. He pitched it to Chris Hernandez. Again, people stepping up and having to fill roles. You do like that about it, even when, unfortunately, the reason is if others can't, be in the second half. But people are working and doing what their job is, and so that does give us a first down on the penalty. They do give it 15 yards to the 38-yard line. It's on the St. Joe side of the field. 1st and 15. This time Hernandez pitches it to Torres. Throws it back to Yulee, who's hit immediately. Yaley did about the same thing. He's just a big, brutal back all over the field. It ends up being a loss of 2. He waited a step before and hit him as he made the catch. The catch was made, but then it was a loss. It was still in the backfield to the 40 right at midfield. But Yaley now in defense is just kind of scouring the field. So I'm going to have to try to see if they can stay away from him, but you're trying to also move it down the field. It's 2nd down and 17 at the 40. Snap under center. They pitch it. Yulee does a nice job of getting positive yards, but he's taken down hard. And again, there's a real size difference. You can see it on the two teams. St. Joe, bigger man-to-man overall. And so, again, gives the Hornets so much credit. It's 3rd down. They quickly to the line. 5:30 to go in the game. 68-55 St. Joe. 3rd down and about 12. They pitch it to Carbajal. Carbajal is hit. Still fighting. Gets down to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 4, but it'll bring up 4th down. Got to pick up 6 or 7 yards to keep the drive alive. 5:10 clock runs. See if they can keep it going. 68-55. This would be crucial if they can't get the first down. They trail by 13. Jeremiah Torres brings the play in. 4th down and 7 from the St. Joe 30. Under center. Torres pitches it to Yulee. Cuts inside, fighting for it. See where they mark it. They say he stayed in bounds. It looks like he got the first down on this side. Let's see. It's very close. They're saying he didn't get it. This spot over here sure looks like it was at that yard marker. Good hard run by Yulee. I mean, he was less than a yard short. But it was past where the mark was set. Let's see. It looks like they flipped it the other way. So turnover on downs. Yulee needed maybe 7 and got 6 3/4. So it will be a big turnover on downs. 4:34 to go in the game now. St. Joe can try to put this one away. They lead 68-55. They'll have it 1st and 15 at their own 24-yard line. Inside their 24. They pitch it. Going to throw it back to Shannon. Shannon out in space, still looking. Got downfield. Still going, Shannon. See if there's any flags. It was a pass from now. Shannon kind of stops at about the 10. I don't know what happened there. I thought he was going in, but then they end up tackling him at the 6. Maybe he did it on purpose they're walking back. So there was a penalty. But Shannon kind of just stopped down inside the 10. Again, maybe thinking, we won't score to keep running time, but something happened back behind the play. I don't see where the flag is, but it's a hold against St. Joe. So it was, again, Yaley's pass to Shannon, but a hold against St. Joe. And that will move him back 10. So he'd gotten all the way down. He never scored. He was tackled at about the 6 finally. This will bring it back. Time is running out, but again, if you could get the ball back, score. I have found out anything is possible. This will move the ball back to the 16-yard line, where it'll be first. It was a spot foul, so not quite 25. 68-55 St. Joe in a wild ball game here in Abbott. 6-man football. Under center is Shannon. He pitches to Yaley. Back to Martin this time, but he slips, and I actually he caught it, which does keep the clock running. But he slipped down just as he caught it. Or did they say incomplete? No, it's running, so it was a completion, but no gain. So Yaley that time, instead of to Shannon, threw it back to Martin. Clock runs. It is second down and about 24, 23. They're letting clock run down. Play clock down to 10. Game clock down to 3:31 left in the game. 68-55 St. Joe. Shannon under center. Pitches it to Yaley. Yaley still running, runs out of bounds. Past the 25, maybe to the 26. That did stop the clock. I mark it at the 25-yard line, a gain of 9. So 3rd down and 14 at the 25-yard line of St. Joe. 3:18. I thought he ran out of bounds, but the clock is running. Guess they said he didn't. 3rd down and 14. Shannon under center for St. Joe. To Yaley. Back to Shannon. He makes the catch. Has blockers. Shannon now cuts back. He's hit from behind by Prado, but not before he gets the first down. That has been the play when they were in some trouble early on. That's the play that really got them going. It gives them a first down past midfield to the Lomita 33-yard line. About a 22-yard gain on that pass play. 2:54 clock starts back up after they set the chains. 68-55 St. Joe. They are letting, again, much time as they can off the play clock. 1st and 15 for St. Joe. Shannon in shotgun. Yaley behind him. Snap. Throw the screen, and it's caught by the big back Forrester, and he is taken down after a gain of 7 or so. He gets to the 26-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 7. Clock runs with 2:10 to go. It'll go under 2 minutes before they have to snap their next play. They've got about 30 seconds on the play clock. So St. Joe going to be able to. And then we have a timeout. I believe Lomita. We'll go ahead and keep it here. St. Joe is going to look like be able to run this out. It is now all in their favor. It's 68-55. A tremendous effort by the Hornets. But it now is a really uphill battle. You'd have to get the ball back at 2nd down, and you're down 2 scores, and they're slowing it down. So the scoring, I was looking at this. I have a sheet that I keep it on. I have extra in case, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 touchdowns have been scored by these two teams here to this point. Oh, the 2 minute, that's right. We discussed that. There is a 2 minute That was a timeout, the 2-minute timeout, not a timeout by either team. It does stop at the 2-minute warning in high school, so that's why the stoppage. It is 68-55. St. Joe. The Hornets were able to get it within 3 after trailing at 52-36, 52-43, 52-49. But the number and time, it just ran out against them. They were having to find, replacements and doing everything they could. But St. Joe able to wear them down. Pitch back to Yaley, and then he throws it, and still on his feet. That's number 24. The Hornets were in there, but Amzie Barclay ended up making the catch and getting close to the first down. He got it to the 19-yard line from Yaley. And Yaley has done it all. Caught long passes, played big defense for him, and thrown touchdown passes as well. They've got a good team around him, but he is the cog that makes it go. Clock runs 1:20. They did not get the first down, and now Lomita calls a timeout. It's third down and less than 1 at the 19-yard line. So if they pick up even just the first down, they'll be able to run out the clock. But 68-55, we will, after the end of the game, we'll take a short break, come back, wrap it up pretty quick here. Got a pretty long drive home, but do want to mention again that next Friday, Richland Springs, the game has been moved to Lomita, so we'll be bringing you that game from home. Another very good team, and the Hornets will have a week to try to, build on things, and they've got some things obviously we'll have to figure out. But again, to come here on this neutral site and play this, very good team, and they're about at their average point-wise, but you have a chance to win it late in the fourth quarter. That's what you want. That's what you're trying to build for against good teams. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to run out of time here, but it is 1:18 to go, 3rd and 1. I've got that I formation. Shannon in shotgun, pitches it to Yaley. Yaley will go out of bounds, which stops the clock. He got the first down at about the 11, but I should be able to just take a knee, a gain of about 8, but it was good for the first down. 1:13 to go in the game. Well, they should be able to go into a victory formation, which St. Joe is doing. I think that shows a great deal of respect also for this Lomita team. Shannon takes the knee, and like that sportsmanship. You're at the 11 and 68-55, but they could run down. You got 40-second play clocks at 34, and the game clock's at 55, so they'll be able to run it under that 40-second mark. They'll take the knee one more time, and then the clock they won't have to take another snap. They just need to wait for it to go under 40. And they do, but a tough, hard-fought game here. It's going to be some disappointment from Lomita, but also got to be a lot of, and there's the last snap with 33 seconds. It'll run down. They won't need to snap it again. But just a tremendous effort by Lomita to come up here and play at the level they did against St. Joe, who's going to be moving to 5-0. Again, we'll take a short break here after the last seconds click off, and then we will come back and wrap it up quickly. The final seconds, 3, as the teams line up, 1, and there is the final buzzer, 68-55, St. Joe with the win. Lomita moves to 3-2 on the season, St. Joe to 5-0. In a game back and forth, a game that was tied at halftime, 36-all. Lomita had lead. That was at the end of the first half. That was the first time Lomita didn't have the lead in the ball game other than the opening drive. And so just a great effort. And then even in that second half when it looked like St. Joe was going to get away, Lomita fought back and got within 3 points. But St. Joe was able to close it out. 68-55. Thank you for those of you listening in. Yes, they played very hard. We'll take this last break, come back, and wrap it up here from Abbott. Lomita falls to St. Joe 68-55 on LTX Sports YouTube channel.
The key to unlock the next breakthrough in life-saving cancer research could be sitting in your driveway. Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your unwanted vehicle into funding to support innovative cancer research. These innovations lead to better cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, which means we can help save lives right now. Cancer affects all of us. Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. It will take all of us standing up together to put an end to it. So when you're looking to get rid of your old car, truck, motorcycle, RV, or boat, why not donate it to Stand Up to Cancer? Donating is easy and tax deductible. We'll even tow your vehicle for free. You can be a driving force in cancer research. Donate your car today. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
Mark Edmondson back with you live here from Abbott, Texas. Our final score, St. Joe 68, Lomita 55. Again, back and forth, 17 touchdowns between the two. And again, I'm never going to speculate, but the fact that we definitely had some, trying to make sure I didn't lose the feed here. Something changed on me on my screen. Not everybody able to play in the second half for Lomita. Players stepping up and playing hard, and you got to give them credit for that. So those are kind of things you kind of have to find out moving forward, what the situations are. But just a great effort to come here and play with this very good St. Joe Panther team. We had touchdowns. I was looking on that first of the game by Hamilton. Stone Carr had a couple of touchdowns. Also had Yulee. Caso Prado had a long run for a touchdown. The Manny Prado, a couple of big plays. He did have a touchdown as well, but he kept bringing them back when it looked like the Hornets were St. Joe was going to pull away, and he'd bring the Hornets back with some big plays. And then also a 19-yard touchdown run, I believe his first of the year, T.J. Moore. So a lot of contributors fighting hard all the way. So give them a lot of credit. And hopefully they can build on that moving forward with district a few weeks away. Richland Springs come to town, another highly state-ranked team, good team. And, you hope you can learn even more about yourself. But very, very a lot to be proud of. For this Lomita team. We're going to end it here for tonight and get back on the road. Thank you, all of you who are listening. We appreciate it. We're still trying to build our audience and let know all the games are going to be on the LTX Sports YouTube channel, and we'll bring them to you, and the games are archived after the completion of each game. Next week, we'll be on the air about 7:15, 7:30 kickoff scheduled against Richland Springs, but it is going to be in Lomita. That change has been made, but 7:30 scheduled kickoff. Appreciate you listening. It is final score, St. Joe 68, Lomita 55 on LTX Sports YouTube channel. Thank you and good night.
You have been listening to Lomita High School Sports on the LTX Sports YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us and good night.